26-year-old collections agency owner, Lori Moore, is suing auto finance manager Anna Neil Workman for the attempted repossession of her 96 Geo tracker. Neil is countersuing for the unpaid balance and for intentionally damaging the vehicle.
Yeah, this is case number 146 on the calendar in the matter of Moore versus World Auto Wholesaler. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Moore, you purchased a used car from the defendant's company.
Correct.
When did you purchase that car?
That was purchased on October 10th of 2003.
And it is your claim that you suffered substantial damage.
Yes, ma'am.
You lost pets, you had aggravation, they harassed you because you didn't pay for the car.
Correct.
And they tried to repossess it. So you want to be compensated to the tune of $3,800.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Workman says that they did try to repossess their car because you stopped paying for it, and they are counterclaiming because Mr. Workman says that you promised them that if they repossessed the car, you were going to get it back in pieces, and you kept your word. So you bought the car on October 10th, 2003, and what did you pay for this car?
I'm not sure. I don't have a copy of the contract that I signed.
Why not?
They didn't give me one. I went in by myself. I traded my vehicle.
Miss Moore, if what you're telling me is that you purchased this car and you didn't get a copy of the contract, and you're a grown-up lady and you didn't say, can I have a copy of the contract? I don't believe you.
That's correct. I didn't.
I just want to know what you want me to believe, that's all. Can I see a copy of the contract, please? Mr. Workman, how long have you been in business?
Our corporation's been in business for 2 years.
Okay, so you bought this car and the amount of the contract was $4,894 and payments of $120 bi-weekly for 37 and a half payments. And the first payment was due on November the 22nd, 2003, giving you a little more than a month to start making payments. Now, did you take the car on October 10th?
Yes, I did.
And you drove it from his business to your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you drive it until the 22nd of November?
On November the 6th, I had a car accident.
With this car?
Yes, I did.
And what happened to the car?
I accidentally pulled out into another vehicle. It did some damage to the radiator. On November the 7th, I called to tell him that I was going to be late.
Just a second. You called to tell him you were going to be late with what?
My payments.
Why?
Because I was making them early. I had already made a $200 payment.
When did you make a $200 payment?
It was shortly after I got it. He called them a pickup payment.
What does that mean?
Pickup payments, Your Honor, is basically what covers the taxes, the fees for their tag, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. You made a payment of $200 when?
I don't have that date. I'm sorry.
When?
October the 18th.
So on 10/18, you made a $200 payment. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then you had a month to make your first payment.
Right.
No,
Right.
Your Honor. What it is, she has 4 straight pickup payments.
Mr. Workman, do you have another agreement that she signed?
It's like a pickup payment schedule.
Can I see that, please? Okay, so she did sign a second contract, and the second contract says that there are 4 of these sort of pickup payments that cover taxes, license plate, title, and miscellaneous fees, which, Mr. Workman, I wouldn't be happy with this. You understand that? Because there's a lot of who shot John. You understand what I'm saying to you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
This is sort of outrageous, and you understand what I mean when I say that this is hokum?
We do that, Your Honor, because a lot of times they don't have the down payment plus for the taxes and title.
Listen to me. What are miscellaneous fees? You got $400 there.
We always charge what they call a delivery fee.
What does that mean, delivery fee?
It's prep fees, Your Honor.
It's baloney. It's baloney. I just want you to know that I know it's baloney.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you know it's baloney. All right, but you got the car. Now, you called him up, according to you, and said, I'm going to be late with my payments. He's not your brother, your father, your husband, your best friend. He doesn't give a rat's behind whether or not you have problems. You bought a car, you took his car worth $5,000, and before you know it, lickety-split, you're not making payments. You pay $200, and then you say, Now, after you paid the initial $200 on the 18th of October, Miss Moore,
yes, ma'am.
And I want you to be a crybaby, after you made the $200 payment, the pickup payment...
2 pickup payments.
Of how much?
$200 a piece.
Okay, so you paid a total of $400.
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you make the second $200 payment?
It was, I believe, a week or two after. I'm sorry, I don't
When
know.
did she make the second $200 payment?
She only made 2 payments, Your Honor. That was the 18th and the following week after that.
So
she
she
stopped
paid-
making payments on the after that.
I didn't ask you anything else. I said, when did she make the second payment? She made the second payment on or about the 25th of October, a week later. Now, after the 25th of October, when did you make your next payment?
I hadn't made another payment on it.
Fine. When was the first time that they tried to repossess the car?
On December the 2nd.
Okay. So you missed the payment that was due on November 22nd.
Yes, ma'am.
And 2 weeks later, they tried to repossess the car. Tell me how they tried to do that.
I was getting out of the shower. I heard a noise. I looked out my front window and saw a white car. I hurried, got dressed, ran outside, and saw Mr. Rios.
This gentleman right here.
Yes, coming around the back. I said...
Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
I
Okay,
said,
step up.
I said,
Okay.
excuse me, can I help you? I didn't know who he was. He said, I'm here to take the vehicle. I said, no, you're not. Why I had said that was I had talked to Neil. He said it wouldn't be a problem. So I was kind of confused because Neil had told me it was okay to see Mr. Rios there.
Is that right, sir?
No, ma'am. She told me she was having financial troubles, okay?
And what'd you say?
And I told her we need a payment in here as soon as possible.
Okay. That sounds more logical than if you say, well, I forgive you, you can make a payment when you can. We need the payment here as soon as possible. Is that the last conversation you had with her?
No, ma'am.
Did you call her back and say, listen, I've given you an extra week or so?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Right then and there, I knew she was going to default on the loan.
Well, what made you think you have a Ouija board?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I took your car. I didn't pay for it.
Yes.
And unless you release the car so that we get the car for free, we're going to sue you. That comes under the category of major chutzpah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Moore says auto finance manager Neil Workman owes for the attempted repossession of her 96 Geo Tracker. Neil says Lori returned the vehicle in shambles.
Now, she did in fact call you, sir, and say, I'm going to be late. And you said, well, we need a payment here as soon as possible. And within 2 weeks of the date the payment was due, Mr. Rios went to repossess the car. Don't you think it would have been good form to give her a call and say, listen, we're going to come to repossess this car unless you get a payment in here?
We didn't start repossession procedures until December the 1st.
What I'm saying to you is your first payment, sir, was due November 22nd. She had already made your 4 pickup fee payments. So we're not talking about a month or 2 months here. We're talking about less than 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
10 days. What if she had gotten her payment to you 5 days on November 27th?
I would have stopped repossession procedures.
Listen to me. You didn't start them until December 1st, Mr. Workman. What if she had called and said, I'm going to be a little late with my payment? And you said, we need a payment as soon as possible. And she got her payment to you on the 27th or the 28th of November.
I would have never started repossession procedures.
Right. Because that's really not late. If you're 5 days late, people usually don't start repossession in 5 days, right? Right?
No, ma'am.
You start repossession in 5 days?
Within 5 days, if they default on the first payment.
Well, she really didn't. She made 4 payments. She made 4 payments, and one of them was for this bogus delivery fee. Right?
No, Your Honor. She only made 2 payments of $200, $100 and another $100.
I thought you said that you sent in $200 twice.
I did.
Let me see the checks.
I do not have them. It was cash that I gave.
I have the receipt, Your Honor.
Can I see them, please?
Yes.
Miss Moore,
Yes, ma'am.
don't try to put one over on me,
I'm
madam.
not. I did make those payments.
Don't try to pull one over on me, madam. Okay, she came in and she gave you $100 here on 10/25, and on 10/17 she gave you another $100. Absolutely right. You're a fibber, Miss Moore. You made 2 payments on the $400 pickup fee. You didn't make all the payments, so you were really far behind. Mr. Workman, you're absolutely right. I would have started to repossess the car too. All right, so now on the 2nd of December, you've just come out of the shower, you look outside, you see Mr. Rios, he's going into your backyard to retrieve the truck, which he had a perfect right to do because you were delinquent in your payment. And what happened?
Well, when I came out, I told him he needed to leave.
And did he leave?
No, He stood there trying to intimidate me. I yelled for my 4-year-old to grab the phone. I called 911. He took off running.
Okay.
When I walked around to the front of the gate, my gates were standing wide open, and 3 of our dogs were gone. The fence posts, because they had opened it so wide to get the truck out, were pulled out of the ground. One of the dogs came back, which belonged to my landlord, who lives in an apartment on the property. My dog did not come back, as well as one of his.
All right. Now, the only reason that I have a question for you is, why didn't you just take the truck?
I didn't take the truck because she was inside the car. As soon as she saw me coming in, she went and ran and got inside the car.
I did get in the car because I was told that it was okay by Neil.
Just a second. So you didn't take it because she was sitting in the car?
Right.
Now I understand. All right. What's next?
We put the flyers up for our lost dog.
I don't care about your lost dog, madam. Let's go. Let's move forward. Now, why didn't you pay for the car?
I was paying for the car. I was out of work.
You didn't, Miss Moore. You didn't pay for the car.
You're right. I was behind, and I had plans on coming in. I told him that. After this happened, I sent him a letter. The dog was gone. We had the dog for 6 years.
If he wanted the truck, why didn't you give it to him?
Because I had invested so much money in repairing the top, the engine, the tires. I had over $3,000 in repairs already invested into this, as well as trading my vehicle. And I didn't want...
He was there. He had a right to take back his property. You knew that you hadn't paid for the property.
I was also told it would be okay. And after...
No. He didn't tell you it would be okay.
He did tell me it would be okay.
No, I don't believe that. I believe that what he said to you was, we need a payment as soon as possible. I think it would have been right for him to call you and say, bring the car in, rather than sending Mr. Rios out to get it. So he tried to repossess the car on December 2nd. And you got into the car, which you didn't tell me.
Yes, I sat in the
you didn't tell me. You said he ran away. So he didn't take the car. What happened next?
He didn't take the car. I called Neil to say why. You know, you told me it would be okay. I was coming in on December the 2nd to make the payment.
Okay, so now we come to December 2nd. Did you go in and make a payment December 2nd?
No, I didn't. I sent him a letter saying that we wanted the lien released because of the fact that we had to put all the money into fixing the fence, replacing the landlord's dog, and our dog, which we had had for 6 years.
So you told him in your letter, you have the copy of the letter?
Yes, I do.
Well, that you have a copy of.
There you go.
Thank you. This says, we are writing to request the release of the lien for your car, which means you want him to give you the car free and clear. Correct? And you want him to give you the car free and clear because you say your company committed multiple crimes, including breaking and entering, unlawful entry, inflicting of emotional distress on our 4-year-old. Your illegal action caused the loss of 2 family pets. My landlord is preparing to sue you for the loss of his dog, breaking and entering. We have witnesses. You're asking that you release the lien within 5 days. Failure to do so will result in us filing a lawsuit, possibly criminal charges, and the loss of your dealer's license. So what you're saying to them is, I took your car. I didn't pay for it.
Yes.
You tried to come and get it. We don't like the way you try to come and get it. And unless you release the car so that we get the car for free, we're going to sue you. That's what, in effect,
I know.
In effect, that's what you're saying to them, Ms. Moore.
Yes, because...
All right. Well, you know, that's comes under the category of major chutzpah. That means nerve.
Your Honor?
I'm not saying that I like your tactics. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I don't like your tactics. But this letter that suggests that you should get the car for free is major nerve. All right. So you wrote him this letter, and what happened, Ms. Moore?
We didn't hear from them.
And then?
On January 19th, we went to Walmart. I ran in to grab some milk. My husband and son had stayed in the car. When I came out, my husband was running around yelling, call 911. Mr. Rios had punctured the tire, and a few minutes later, a car came and blocked us in. I dialed 911. The police came, told them that they had no right to the vehicle, and they needed to leave. I have a towing receipt from that night, my husband's hospital bill, and a receipt for the tire.
What was his hospital bill for?
When he was in the car, he was turned around playing with my son when he punctured it. My husband went to get up, and the seat broke, causing a pain in his back. I have the doctor's notes.
I don't need a doctor's note. He looks just fine to me. You feeling good, sir?
Better.
Do you work?
Right now, no.
Actually, he's disabled.
Disabled as a result of what?
A bad car accident in 1999.
So he hasn't worked since 1999?
No, ma'am.
Does he receive disability?
We're still trying.
So he doesn't receive disability.
I support my family.
How?
I own a business,
What kind of business?
a collection agency.
Okay. So it's those two incidents that you're suing him for, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie, good. Now, when did you finally give him back the car?
We went to court for mediation. We're in there, and he's bad-mouthing me very loud to everybody.
When did you finally give him back the car?
I gave him back the car on April the 4th.
Your Honor, she called me and told me that Mr. Rios tried to repossess the vehicle again. So I told her, I said, well, it looks like you're not going to give up the vehicle, so I'm going to go ahead and get a court order to release the vehicle to me. She quoted saying, if you do, I will deliver the car in pieces.
That is
and I
not
have pictures
true.
up here of the
Let's see it,
vehicle
please.
after she delivered.
Are you telling me she delivered this car like this?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take pictures of the car the day that you returned it?
No, I didn't feel it was
There
important.
you go. Would you show that to Ms.
We
Moore,
had an
please?
officer escort us because of all the problems that they had given us.
Oh, well, then
This
let me see
company-
that. Let me see that police report.
That is not the vehicle that we delivered. It had some damage to it, but that is not the condition we returned that vehicle in. Mr. Rios has been in prison due to operating chop shops.
Shh, don't go there. Don't go there. You didn't do the right thing, Miss Moore. You have to come to court with clean hands. This, madam, is not an illegal repossession. You enjoyed this car for 6 months without paying for it.
Your Honor,
Miss Moore, and
Yes.
you can't do that. You buy something, you pay for it. If you don't pay for it, the company, even if you're dealing with people that are questionable, I mean, I don't like this contract, and I told them I don't like this contract, but you're a businesswoman, you have, according to a collection agency, yet you want me to believe, Miss Moore, that you purchased a car, and I didn't take my receipt,
I didn't.
and I didn't take a copy. Miss Moore, I'm sympathetic only marginally with you. You didn't do the right thing. You purchased a car and then you sought to get it for nothing. Now, I'm not 100% positive that this is her car. I mean, I have a VIN number here and I have to be able to see that this is the same car. She says it's not, this isn't the same way she delivered it. I'm not so sure because Miss Moore fibs.
Your
She
Honor.
What?
when we went to court for it, the judge, because they filed to sue under a false name, the judge gave them 30 days to amend their suit. That was on April the 28th. They didn't refile again until after I filed my lawsuit.
How
And,
come
Your
you didn't
Honor,
do? How come you didn't do it?
What we was going to do, Your Honor, is just write it off as a bad loan.
Well, then maybe that's what you should do, sir. Maybe that's what you ought to do. You had 30 days in which to refile. You didn't do that. So you are bound by this judge's order. As far as your complaint is concerned, Ms. Moore, you buy something, you pay for it. You're in business. You know that. You wouldn't like it if, in your business, if you collected a fee from somebody and the business that you collected a fee for didn't pay you. What would you do? What would you do? That's how you're in business. That's how you support your family.
I have laws that I go by, and I have never let...
One of the basic laws, madam, is if you buy something, you pay for it. Otherwise, it's called stealing. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step. Case number 204 on the calendar, the matter of Pierce versus Natterzad. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Pierce, is this your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is this?
My name's Emily Natterzad.
Okay. What's your first name?
Alexandra Pierce.
Alexandra, I'd like you and
Emily.
to cover up your shoulders. We're not at the beach. Thank you. Here we go. According to what I read, Mr. Pierce, your daughter was using your car, and at some point, the defendant's son drove your car.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, he drove the car, at least for a moment, with your daughter's permission. But then, according to you, he exceeded that permission and burned out the clutch, causing serious damage to that thing which you have over there, which I'm not even going to try to understand.
That is correct.
What is your name?
Noah Natterzad.
Now, Noah and his father say that he had your daughter's permission, and there was no way that he could have caused the kind of damage that you say he caused. So, Alexandria, they call you Alex?
Yes.
Alex, where were you, and when did this incident take place with Noah?
It was on May 12th. I was driving to her house, and from
Driving to whose house?
Emily's house. I arrived at her house, and Noah came out from the garage and said, "Alex, you're parked wrong. Do you want me to repark your car?" And I said, "Sure, just
What
simply."
time was this?
Probably around 12 or 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
Why didn't you go out and park the car yourself?
I don't know. I trusted him. I've known them for like 7 years. I mean, I didn't know he could damage it by just simply turning it around.
If you've known him a long time, you know that he's only 15 years old.
No, I didn't know that. He had taken Emily's car in the past and gone and gotten us food and stuff like that. I've seen him drive her car before.
Okay, so you handed him the keys to your car.
Yes. Just to repark the car, though. Then 20 minutes later, he comes back.
Go ahead.
And I was looking I was thinking, oh my gosh, where is he the whole time? And so I run outside, and the car stinks. It's smelling of like some really pungent, awful smell. And I figured, oh, what a dork. He just probably drive with the parking brake on. And I asked him, I said, Noah, what'd you do? And he just like ran back into his little computer thing and didn't answer me. So we ended up taking her car and going to the mall. And then we come back at around 10 o'clock, and the car still smells really, really bad. So I figured, oh God, there's obviously something wrong. So I tried to get in my car, and I tried to do the clutch thing, and there was no power at all. And the dad was in the garage trying to fix something, and I passed by him, and I went in the house, and I said, Emily, you know what, the car's not working at all. Something's wrong with it.
What kind of car is this, by the way?
An Audi TT.
Go ahead.
So she's like, you know what, my brother is such a jerk. He's like, I promise you, if you did anything wrong, we'll pay for it. And I was like, you know what, yeah, I hope so. I promise you, she said that. And then we walked back outside, and she's like, we'll talk to my dad. He's really good about cars. So we talked to her dad, and he tried to drive the car, and he saw for himself that the car was not working properly. You could not even hardly move the car.
So he got behind the wheel of your car?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And he tried to drive it?
Yes.
Is that right, sir?
Somewhat.
Don't tell me somewhat. Did you get behind the wheel of her car and try to drive
Yes, I
it?
did.
Then just say yes.
Yes, I did.
Good. So that means that she complained about the car immediately, right?
Right.
And I had said to him, I said, that early that day, Noah drove my car, and I drove here, and the car was perfectly fine. Then I got back, and it didn't work at all.
Fine. Now, Noah.
Yes.
You know who I am, right?
Yes.
And you know the one thing you don't want to do is say anything that's not true here. Because if you do, it will be the sorriest day you've seen in your 15 years.
Yes.
You believe me, don't you?
Yep, I do.
What your father will do to you is nothing compared to what I can do to you. Now, when Alex came to your house, where was her car parked that was a problem?
Well, it has to be parked on the flow of traffic. So if you're going down the hill, it needs to be parking going down. She came on the opposite side, which would be the up side, and you get tickets if you do that. And I've seen it happen before.
Good.
So I was
So you
preventing
went
from her.
inside and you told her.
I told her that your car is parked in the wrong spot, and she'll get a ticket because I've seen it happen before.
And what did she say to you?
She said, go park my car on the other side.
Great. So
Yes.
far, we're in sync.
Yes.
So you went out, you took the keys,
Yes, I did.
and you turned her car around.
Yes.
But you didn't come right back inside, Noah.
I didn't come right back inside. Maybe
Right.
it was not.
Shh. So you turned the car around, and then you decided to go someplace else. Where did you go?
I went a couple houses down to my friend Jake's house. I didn't turn it around first. First, I went down to him, showed him the car, and he was going to come back up to my house with me because he was coming over. So I was going to bring him up, but then I stalled it once, and then the clutch was stiff.
Noah.
Yes.
What you did was you exceeded your authority. She gave you the authority to turn her car around and park it. Was your sister's car there?
No, it wasn't. Or yeah, her car was there because she was home.
Right.
Yes.
So if you wanted to go someplace, you could have used your sister's car, right?
Yes.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
But you've driven your sister's car before.
I've never driven it. She said that.
Shut up. So what you're telling me is you never drove your sister's car.
I've never driven my sister's car.
Did you ever drive your father's car?
Yeah, because I have my permit, but with him in the car with me.
Okay. And what kind of a car does he have?
An Armada. Nissan.
Does it have an automatic or a
Automatic.
manual? So the only time you've driven a car is, according to you, when you're permitted to by driving the car with your father,
Yes.
which is an automatic.
Yes.
So that when you got behind the wheel of Alex's car and you realized that it was a manual transmission, which is totally different, which I know I couldn't drive, and I've been driving for longer than you've been born, and she's been born, and she's been born, I would say, gee, I don't know how to drive this car. I couldn't get it from one gear to the next. Turn off the key, go inside, and say, Alex, I thought your car was an automatic. It's not an automatic, and I don't know how to drive a manual transmission. You better move your car around.
But I have friends who drive manual, and it's a guy's thing to know that if it's like
it's a guy's
no,
thing.
I'm just saying,
is that what you're telling me?
It's like
it's a guy's thing. You're born with that. You know how to drive manual. Is that what you're telling me? No,
Well,
I told you. I told you. You don't want to look like an idiot in front of your sister and your father and 10 million other people.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Once you took it and it exceeded the permission she had given you, you stole it. Let me tell you, don't shake your head no, I'm telling you yes.
And later today,
You sold a used car to friends.
Well, frenemies, yes.
What did she say?
Frenemies.
Friendemies?
Yeah, I was kind of making a joke.
Only Bird makes jokes here.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 20-year-old Alexandra Pierce says her former friend's little brother, 15-year-old Noah Nadazad, burned out the clutch on her 2000 Audi TT.
Now, what you're telling me is you never drove a manual transmission except for her car.
Yes.
Do you understand now where your problem is?
I understand what my problem is, yes.
Good. This is your problem.
Actually, I have something to say. Now that I remember, she has let me driven her car before.
She has let you driven her car before?
She always does. She's given like 2 or 3 times before.
Just a second. So, Noah, so what you're telling me...
Yes.
What you're telling me now is you lied to me a moment ago when you said that the only time you were behind the wheel of a car was when your father took you out pursuant to your permit in his car, which is an automatic. So you lied to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Look over here.
Yes, ma'am.
And you lied to me when you said that you would never drive a car without somebody's permission.
I would never drive a car without...
She always gives them.
Shush!
Oh,
that's stealing.
No, listen to me.
Yeah.
But you did, because Alex gave you permission to turn her car around. Once you took it and it exceeded the permission she had given you, you stole it. Let me tell you, don't shake your head no, I'm telling you yes. That's the law. Let me give you an example that maybe you'll understand better. If you go to a parking lot and you hand the keys to your car to an attendant, and the attendant in the parking lot takes the keys, like you did, and the attendant takes your car to Bayonne, New Jersey, and wrecks it, have you stolen that car? Yes. By him taking the keys, and he was supposed to park the car. He didn't take the car. He took it out, picked up his girlfriend, and went out for dinner to a fish restaurant in Bayonne. That's stealing. Do you understand that?
Yes, but
you
can I explain
stole
something?
the car as soon as you did anything other than turn it around and park it.
Can I explain something real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
It's getting better.
On the way to turning around the car is where my friend lives.
You're lying. You're making it up as you're going, because you just said to me a moment ago, before I turned the car around, I went to see my friend who lives a couple of houses down. Let me see what you wrote here in your answer.
All right.
Actually, that was my answer.
I'm speaking.
That was my answer.
I am speaking.
I know, but that was my answer.
Well, I assume you didn't make it up out of your pants, sir. I assume you got the information from your son.
I don't usually
So then,
do that.
good. So then be quiet. You said he went down the street to pick up a friend and had trouble driving the car because he doesn't know how to drive a stick shift very well. And the car kept stalling. That's what you wrote.
Right.
Okay. As soon as he exceeded the authority that she gave him to turn the car around and park it, your son stole the car. And anything that happens to that car while he has it, which is clear to me, trouble happened to that car, because immediately she said, could you please help me with this car? You got behind the wheel of the car that day. You tried to drive it yourself. Your excuse is that it's not possible for him to have damaged the car during that period of time. You now have the burden of proof. Prove to me that he didn't damage the clutch.
Okay, well, first I'd like to start with...
Start with nothing.
No.
Start with exactly what I said.
Are you going to allow me to set my case or not?
Start exactly...
Are you going to allow me to set my case or not?
Start with exactly what I told you. What? I've said to you, he stole that
No,
by
that
law.
is not true, because there was no parameter for what she told him to do.
Listen to me, sir. He already testified that he went inside...
Because you're not letting him finish.
I'm speaking.
Yeah.
He already testified that the reason he went inside was because she was parked the wrong way on his street, that he went inside and said, you parked the wrong way, and she said, would you turn it around for me? That's what he says. Now just get to my point, which is...
I will get to your point as soon as you allow me to set my case.
Good.
Okay? Is that fair?
Mr. Nazareth, let me tell you something. You don't run this shop, sir.
No.
I run this shop.
Right.
And unless you're going to get to the point, which is, you have to demonstrate to me that in the time
I need a fair chance, though.
Sir, can I see the cost of repairing the clutch on the car? Going to give him a quick lesson in responsibility. And if you are the person from whom he's learning responsibility, he's in serious trouble. Because when you do something wrong, you're supposed to accept responsibility, put a period, and move on. Your son did something wrong. You accept responsibility and you move on. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,624. That's all.
I think someone who's an adult should not give a key to a minor.
He just obviously took advantage of the car and redlined it a million times. We'll never be friends. She's done this before. It's just the type of person she is. I didn't want our friendship to end up like this, but obviously it did, and I feel bad for Noah.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Pounders versus Mansour. Step forward, please.
28-year-old student Sarah Pounders is suing her former friends, Tamara and Michelle Mansour, for the unpaid balance on a Saturn SL1. The couple claims Sarah forgave the debt.
Miss Pounders, you violated one of my first rules of life. You sold a used car to friends. Right?
Well, frenemies, yes.
What did she say?
Frenemies.
Frenemies?
Yeah, I was kind of making a joke. You know how friend and enemies, the word together is frenemies.
Only Bird makes jokes here.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sarah Pounders claims former friends Tamara and Michelle Mansour conned her out of a Saturn SL1.
Okay, when did you sell them the car?
On March 4th of this 2004.
What kind of a car was it?
A 1997 SL1 Saturn.
Car that you liked?
Yes.
Thought it was a good deal?
The deal was good. It worked out good because she would let us make payments, and we were in the process of buying a house, so it worked out really good.
So it was a good deal?
Yes.
So why didn't you finish making the payments?
Because Oliver and me used to be
That's Oliver.
Correct. We used to be really good friends, best friends for a while, and I used to live in the same apartment complex as Sarah. They ended up being friends, they were dating for a while, and then they broke up. And then in between, when I saw Sarah on and off, she would always say, oh, I miss Oliver, I miss Oliver. One day, me and my wife were talking, we really needed to get a second car, and so we coincidentally came home and saw a for sale sign on Sarah's car. And I went and talked to her. Oliver was with me that day when I went to see her, so she was excited to see him.
Get to the point. You bought the car.
Well, it leads up to it because it's hard to, when we got home, there was a note on our door from Sarah saying that I'll take $200 down and I'll take $200 a month. You don't have to pay it on the first. If there's a problem with the car, you can take it off the payments, and that was it.
Show me the note.
I don't have the note on me, but I don't think she'd deny the fact that she wrote it.
Yeah, I read him a note, something like
And
that.
what was said in the note? Let's see if we agree what the note said. That she would take $3,600.
Yes.
Take payments of $200 a month.
Certainly.
That you didn't have to make the payments on the first of the month.
Right.
And that if there was something that went wrong with the car, they could deduct that from the money.
Right.
That was an idiotic thing to say.
I know, I agree.
But you agree that you wrote it?
Yes.
What else did the note say?
That was the most important part. The rest was just...
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So you decided to buy the car.
Yeah.
Now I got the backstory. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Get on with it. Why did you stop making payments on the car?
Later on, me and Sarah were talking on the phone, and she said, oh, I'm so happy that you hooked me up with Oliver that I'm not worried about it. You can just keep the car.
Oh, my God.
Word for word.
And you said, don't be ridiculous. We had an arrangement. I'm glad that you and my friend Oliver are back together again, and I wouldn't think of taking advantage of our friendship like that, of course I'm going to continue to make payments. At what point in the conversation did you say that, sir?
I didn't say that, because Sarah doesn't need to worry about money. She's a trust fund baby.
Maybe that's why you think that you didn't have to pay her.
I didn't have to pay her because she said that.
Did you say that to him?
I absolutely did not.
Absolutely not. If she wanted to give you the car, she would have given you the car. I don't believe you.
Well,
I
it's
don't
hard to
believe
believe
you.
her,
And you
too.
want to know something? If I don't believe you, then you're a liar.
Well, I'm
Because it
not
doesn't
a liar.
make. Oh, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
And not only that, but you're
You
not
don't know Sarah
honorable.
either.
Not only that, but you're not honorable. What do you want to show me?
I am honorable because after
He's
that
on
I continue
probation
to pay
for
it.
breaking into a car and attempting to steal it. And
Hey,
oh, I thought you motioned for me. Sorry. Sorry.
I don't do much around here. Let me do that.
Can I make a comment? Mm-hmm. He took the title out himself, filled it all out, and told me, "This is what you do. You sign here. I know all about selling cars, buddy. It's all right. You can trust me. You're my buddy." And he told me that if I were to sign, I would still be the legal owner of the car. He would just have to do that to insure the car. And that's why I signed it, because I trusted him as my friend.
He's a slick liar, and he signed this bill of sale. Did you sign this bill of sale?
Yes. Sarah's a habitual liar herself. She followed the Grateful Dead concert
Is she
for
a
2
felon?
years.
Is she a
No.
convicted felon?
But she's an acid
That's
person.
just is she a convicted felon?
No, but she does acid.
When you went, listen to me, when you were arrested by the police and you appeared before the court for the first time, did you enter a plea? I'm speaking to you.
I refuse to answer that question.
Oh, God, listen to me. Don't sell anything to friends. You always wind up the short end of the stick, especially when you're dealing with people who have no moral fiber at all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,900. Thank you.
Your Honor, this is case number 230 on the calendar. Bear with me. In the matter of Greco-Reese versus Haspatka.
Who's the Spatka?
Me.
Good, go.
Heinlein, Hamilton, and Archulewski. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
You see, when you're in charge, you could take certain license. So let me show you what I'm going to do. That's
Okay.
Mr. A, B, C, and D.
I wish I could have done that.
Where is your rental property?
I'm sorry, Omaha, Nebraska.
And you rent this house to college students.
Well, I just rent it. Just happens to be college students that always.
You've rented to college students
Well,
before,
yeah.
so you rent to college students.
Yeah.
You have any dislike for this property? You hate this property?
This is the first time I've ever had any trouble.
Did you always rent to girls in the past?
No.
You rented to boys? Mm-hmm. Never had any trouble?
No.
Miraculous. How big is this house that you rented, Mr. A?
It's a split entry, 4-bedroom. I don't know the square footage.
And what was the rent on the house?
I believe it was $950, split 4 ways.
And when did you start your lease?
August 1st, 2003.
Name of the university you attended?
University of Nebraska at Omaha.
What year are you in?
4th year, senior.
Senior as well. Senior. Senior.
Raise your hand if you're a good golfer.
Is that anybody in here?
No, just you. All right, Mr. Reese, this is the situation. According to your complaint, these 4 young slobs destroyed your house, and in addition to leaving the place a mess, they decided to play golf off the roof of your house at some point and cause substantial damage to your roof.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want them to pay for the repairs.
Yes.
The boys say they didn't have a chance to clean up because you changed the locks on the house, which must have been the month of July, right?
Correct.
End of July. Yeah.
End of July.
End of mid-July, right?
Yeah.
Well, end of mid-July.
End to mid-July.
I don't remember the
sorry.
exact date. Sometime after the 20th of July.
So the end of July, she changed the locks.
Yes.
Why do you think she changed the locks, gentlemen?
I don't know. She claims that we abandoned the house, but we did not. We still had property in there.
Did you pay July's rent?
No.
Well, just a minute. Mr. D says yes. You say no. Mr. D, did you pay July's rent?
The security deposit, she took that as last month's rent, is what she told us. She said we didn't have to pay last month's rent, she would keep the security deposit.
Why would anybody in their right mind say that until they inspected the house?
Good question.
No,
Who did she
no
say
idea.
that to?
On the phone. On July 19th, the day rent was due.
July 19th. Then what did you say?
She called me. I was in bed. She woke me up and she said she was talking about rent due today, and I said, yeah, I know. I'm going to bring it down later. And she said, but if you guys, don't pay it, I'll just keep the security deposit as last month's rent.
Is that what you told him?
No, ma'am. There was so much damage in the house that I could have used another 2 months' rent to fix what I fixed in that house.
Listen, Mr. Ray, maybe it's just that you were groggy.
No.
Because what you just told me was that you said to your landlord, I'm going to bring the rent down later on today, and she said, nah, forget it.
She didn't say, nah, forget it. But she left me with the understanding that
that's different.
If we did not pay last month's rent, I don't remember exact words, I'm sorry, this was a long time ago. I was under the understanding when I hung up the phone that if we decided that we didn't want to pay last month's rent, she would keep the security deposit.
Well, maybe you said to her, maybe, since you don't remember the exact words, and maybe the impression was left with you because you said to her, I'm not giving you the last month's rent, keep the security deposit. Because then, that was on the 19th, sir?
Yes.
When did she change the locks on the house?
Like I said, sometime after the 20th. It was
well,
about,
that would have been, listen to me,
okay.
Listen to me, that would have been the very next day. So that makes sense to me. What makes sense to me is she called you and said, where's the rent? And you said, you're not getting the rent. You keep the security deposit. And then she says, oh, yeah? I'm changing the locks on the house. That makes sense. Not, don't come down and pay me the rent. I'll keep the security deposit for the last month. And then she goes in and changes the locks. That doesn't make sense. Okay, now, what I would like to see from you is photographs of the house if you have it.
Got those here.
And after I look at the photographs of the house, I would like to hear from your witness, if any. I assume that this is your witness, who's going to tell me something about these golf balls being hit off the roof, which A, B, and C deny. And D. Forgot about you. Sorry. Well, something's going on up there. Do you have major hailstorms?
No.
Nebraska?
Not that year.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, we did.
Major hailstorms?
Not that time.
You gotta be kidding me.
It was probably the worst year for hail we've had in quite a while, actually.
Really? And you think that the hailstorms did this damage to the roof?
I don't know what the damage looks like, but...
Well, I'm going to show it to you. You can bring this over and share it with A through D.
Pass them down, boys.
Your Honor.
I assume since you didn't see the damage and you don't know anything about the
I
damage...
do know one thing.
Yes.
I found out today that they had a fifth person living in my house because the man that came to help
Mr.
the last D,
Mr.
to
D.
help D
Perfect.
move out, was the one that told my new renters what they did, and they started it July 4th.
Just a second. You're the new renter?
That's correct.
Tell me your name.
Robert Schneider.
Mr. Schneider, when did you meet these gentlemen, if at all?
I believe it was either the 25th or shortly after the 25th of July.
And where did you meet them?
At the home.
What were they doing there?
They were removing their belongings.
Did you have a conversation with any of these gentlemen?
Yes, I had a conversation with a close friend of the defendants. He said to me...
Just a second. What was his name?
You know, I don't recall at this time. I'm kind of flustered with names. I don't recall names very well. I'm more of a face person.
I can't take your testimony. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
This is a court. Court, we take evidence, Miss Reese. If this young man had had a conversation with one of these defendants, then certainly he could have testified if any of them made an admission to him. But you want me to take his testimony about somebody whose name he doesn't know, who's not present today, and that's hearsay, okay, to support your case. So I can't do that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I've had 5 children who all went to college and who all, at one time or another, lived in rental property. And I remember I used to check to see if my inoculations were in order before I went to visit them.
And later today,
He had become more and more erratic as we had progressed in our relationship, and we'd been in counseling, and he had been on some drugs to help him deal with it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gail Greco-Reese says her former tenants, Joel Hospodka, Ronald Heinlein II, Adam Hamilton, and J.J. Archieweski, for damage to her rental property. Gail says the house looked like it had never been cleaned.
Okay. Do you have any photographs of the interior of the house, Miss Reese?
Your Honor, I lost, well, I didn't lose them. My sister-in-law did, but I have the letter I sent them with all the things that were wrong with the house. It was the abandonment letter that my attorney told me to write to them.
Whose job was it to clean the bathroom?
Kind of a joint effort.
Well, nobody, I see nobody raised their hand.
It was.
Okay. Who cleaned the bathrooms?
Usually probably me.
That would be... Because it says here, the bathrooms, and in big letters it says, the bathrooms were disgusting. It appears as if it has never been cleaned. Well, based upon the lack of showing of hands, I would say that that's probably true. It's too late. Too late. Holes in the walls in the master bedroom, broken window, broken door frame. Who had the dog? Raise your hand. Dog! Mr. D, Mr. A. What kind of dog did you have?
We had 3 Chihuahuas.
Whose job was it to pick up the poop in the house from the dogs?
Whoever's dog it was.
Everybody pretty much.
And who did it?
We all did.
We all did.
Oh, there was some you missed.
Small dog.
Small dog. It's disgusting. You know, but you know.
Your Honor,
I've had 5 children who all went to college and who all, at one time or another, lived in rental property. And I remember I used to check to see if my inoculations were in order before I went to visit them. And if they would ever ask me, would you like to go visit my friend's house, I would say, no, thank you. They can join us for breakfast at McDonald's. Because I don't go to anybody else's mess. Bad enough I have to go and look at your mess. Yeah. So you have to understand that you've been very fortunate if you haven't had a mess.
This is the first time I've had it this bad.
I'm not even addressing the golf balls over here because you don't have any proof of that. You don't have any confessions and you don't have any witnesses who saw them hitting golf balls off the roof. And I'm not going to get any admissions from these guys because nobody even wants to admit who did the bathroom. Aside from the roof, let me see estimates of the damage to the house.
I didn't have them because I just wrote everything down when I sent them in that abandonment letter.
Yeah, well, that's not
and
good
at
enough.
the time of the lease, when they signed the lease, they asked if they could have 1 dog.
I don't care whether they have 1 dog, they can have 1 dog, they have 20 dogs. They got to clean up the dog's poop and not leave it in the closet. Listen, they did not pay the last month's rent, and they were there after the 18th of July. Therefore, they owe you the entire month's rent. That's $950. And based upon what I see in your abandonment letter and what they concede about the condition of the house, that they had 2 dogs, I mean, that's not something that you guess at. You didn't guess that they had 2 dogs. You found remnants of the dogs there. I can guarantee you that it cost $900 to fix up the mess that you left in the house. So you owe her $950 for rent, and you owe her $950 for cleanup. Well, you've already paid her $950 because that is your security deposit. Right. So, gentlemen, you owe the plaintiff $950. Divvy it up. That's it. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
One of their friends told one of my new renters why the roof was damaged.
Everything on the roof is baloney, if you ask me. We never went on the roof. I don't know where she got that from.
I changed the locks and told them they had to call me when they were ready to get their stuff, that they were not going into the house.
There was stuff that we damaged. She didn't have a chance for us to fix it. I mean, she just changed the locks.
They're seniors in college. I hate to see what they did in high school.
We're 4 college guys. Obviously, there's going to be damages done to the house.
I feel sorry for the ladies that marry him.
In my opinion, she's a pathological liar. Now I understand why she's single.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gillitzer versus Morris. Step forward, please.
25-year-old administrative assistant Frank Gillitzer is suing his ex-fiancée, ballroom dance instructor Mally Morris, for the return of the engagement ring. Mally claims Frank told her she could keep it.
Mr. Gillitzer, how long were you and Miss Morris engaged?
Exactly 1 year to the date.
And when did you become engaged?
October 18th, 2002.
And when did the engagement terminate?
October 18th, 2003.
And you are seeking in this lawsuit the return of the engagement ring?
Correct.
When did you ask for the ring back?
I believe the correct date on that is the end of January. Once we terminated the relationship October 18th, and then at the end of January, that's when I asked for the ring back. because we started talking again and trying to reestablish the relationship at the end of November. And I moved back to Milwaukee on January 4th of 2004. And at the end of the month, I found out that it just is not going to work. At that point, I started asking for the ring back.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Frank Gillitzer says his ex-fiancée, Mally Morris, owes for the return of the engagement ring.
Okay. What did Miss Morris say to you the first time you asked for the ring back?
The first time, she said no, she's not giving it back. And
Did she give you a reason?
Honestly, at that time, no. I have emails stating that she's just not returning anything of the ring or...
Well, let me see if you have an email with regard to the ring.
Here are 3 emails stating that she's not giving the ring back.
Why wouldn't you want to give him the ring back?
Well, Your Honor, I had already returned the ring, and then...
When did you return the ring?
I returned the ring on the day, October 18th, that I removed my items from his home. Following that, we did start talking again. We became friendly. He asked me to please keep the ring. He didn't want the ring. He didn't want the emotional attachment. I said, all right.
So what you're telling me is he told you to keep the ring?
Yes. And I have a statement from him to that effect.
I only have one email on January 31st where you say I'm not sending it back.
Correct. I didn't have the ring. At the time that he emailed me, he had become more and more erratic as we had progressed in our relationship, and we'd been in counseling, and he had been on some drugs to help him deal with it. When I received his first email, I didn't know what to think of it because I thought that he was in possession of the ring at the time.
When was that?
I think he came into the possession of the ring in December. We went to a meeting together at KU. In the car, I had the ring, and I also had a dance videotape.
Where was the ring?
It was in the cup holder of my car.
Why?
I had just taken it off. I have kids, and I take it on and off, and I had left it in the car. But after that night, I could not find either the video or the ring. And
you had gone together
yes,
to the
and
meeting?
we had gone together.
In the same car?
Yes.
You remember going to that meeting?
I remember going to the meeting, and I remember the tape. I purchased that tape because we were both dance instructors at the time, and to use it for choreography, I told her that I purchased the tape, I would like to take it and make a copy of it, and I'll give you the copy of the tape.
So you took the tape?
Correct.
With her permission?
Yes.
Is that right?
No, ma'am. He told me that at a later date. When I found that he had the tape, he said, don't worry, I'll give you a copy of it.
Is that the way it came about?
No, it's not. We discussed it earlier, prior to that, back at the end of November.
Well, from November to the time you took the tape in December, did you discuss it with her?
Yes, we have.
That night, did you discuss it with her?
No. Honestly, it was on the dashboard of the car, and since we already talked about it, I figured I'll just take it.
Okay, and you drove there together?
Correct.
And you drove home together?
Correct.
Did you make plans to see each other after that night in December?
Yes.
When?
The next day, I assume.
Did you see each other the next day?
I do not believe that we made plans to see each other. I don't think that I saw him after that event, before he left for Wisconsin. I did speak with him on the phone.
Do you remember when?
I don't. We spoke off and on throughout December and January.
Do you remember when the first time that you raised the issue of the tape?
It was early in January. KU has a activities fair.
Okay, so that was in early January. You asked him about the tape?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He said, well, yes, I have the tape, but don't worry, I'll get you a copy.
Fine. When did you ask him about the ring?
I'd never asked him about the ring.
Well, it would seem to me that you'd want to know whether or not the ring that you left in the cup holder was also taken at the same time as the tape, since you were talking in January.
Well, Mr. Gillitzer was very confrontational throughout our relationship, and we had a really hard time at the end.
But you were still talking to each other, according to you.
I was trying to remain friendly.
All right. All right, let me see the bill for the engagement ring, please. Okay. Not a very difficult case. Miss Morris, it's been my experience that if something doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. I'm a tad older than you are. I have never taken off one of my rings and left it in the cup holder in a car. Never. That doesn't mean that it's impossible that you took off the ring and left it in the cup holder of a car. That just means it's not within my realm of experience, and I'm a pretty normal gal. It also doesn't make sense that you would ask him within days about the tape, but not ask him whether or not, in addition to taking the tape, he happened to take the engagement ring that was in the cup holder of the car. That doesn't make sense to me. And you have an obligation, once the engagement is over, to return the ring to him. You don't have it to return to him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,853. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, that's case number 247 on the calendar in the matter of Theodorov versus Rector Huff. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mrs. Theodorov, according to your complaint, the defendant, who is your sister, and the co-defendant, who is her fiancé, owe you some money for several things. First, a loan that you made to them for security deposit when they moved into an apartment. Second, some money for some bills that you loaned them. And finally, for the return or value of some personal property. Personal property consists of some furniture that you claim to have loaned them, and second, a ring set that you say was an heirloom from your mother given to you that you merely loaned to the defendant. Your last name is Huff?
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
In order to propose to your sister, and you were supposed to get it back.
That's correct.
And the defendants say that the money that you did give them was for babysitting for your daughter, that the furniture was furniture that you were going to throw out because you bought new stuff. And as far as the rings are concerned, the rings, your sister said, belongs to your mother, who is still alive, and she returned the rings to your mother. That the case? And then you have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim argues that because of some disagreement that you and your sister had, she has embarked upon a vendetta and put sugar in your gas tank and ruined your bank credit because she locked into your bank credit online and caused you to lose money, lose wages, whatever. Anyway, you have a counterclaim for harassment. You and your sister and her fiancé lived in a house that you owned for a period of time. Is that right?
Yes.
And when was that?
That was January of '03.
And how long had you been living with your sister?
Just from January '03 until
October of '03.
Yes.
What happened with the house?
When they had first moved in, we had, made arrangements for rent. I asked for $100 out of each of their paychecks, which totaled $400 a month. I was lucky to get that.
You lost the house, according to what you wrote in your complaint. When?
In June, I'd said, okay, you guys, I will cover the mortgage payment. You guys cover the bills. The bills didn't get covered. In October, I was drowning in debt. I'd just been through a horrible divorce. I just said, I got to sell the house. I got to get out.
And how much money did you clear from the house?
$5,000.
And what did you do with the $5,000?
I paid the deposits on the apartment, rent.
Which deposits?
Both for my apartment and for their apartment.
Is that right?
I have a copy of that check.
Yes.
And how much was the deposit on your apartment?
$500.
Why didn't you have your own $500 for security deposit?
Because we had been babysitting for her daughter for the entire year that we lived with her, almost a year. And she was supposed to pay us for that, and she never did. And she told us when she sold the house that she would pay our security deposit and give us $1,000 to pay our first month's rent and to get car insurance in order to clear the debt of watching her daughter.
And you say that never happened?
No.
Okay. How many rent checks do you have there for $400?
None of them are for $400.
We paid $100 out of each one of our paychecks.
Okay. How many $100 checks do you have to the plaintiff?
Approximately 10.
Now, may I see it, please? I have June 18th for $200. Well, so far, that's $1,150 that you have memorialized in rent, and you owe her $3,600 in rent.
Your Honor, during this time, we were a family. Cash kind of flowed back and forth. We never really thought that we would have to...
No. You cannot demonstrate to me that you don't owe her, at the time you moved out of the house, $2,450. Now, what about the other money that you gave them? Because according to your complaint, you gave them other money for bills.
I have another copy of some checks. And receipt. And these are bank statements with transfers documented on there from my account into their account. She would call me on my way home from work saying, Lori, the daycare check's going to bounce. Can you please put money in my account? And I always would. Because that's what your family's supposed to do for you, is to help you when you need help.
Well, when are you supposed to stop doing that?
When they hurt you, like I've been hurt, I guess. I'll never do it again.
Okay, now let me hear about the furniture. Do you really want to proceed with this furniture? Did you loan them the furniture, or was it furniture that you were going to get rid of?
No, it was not going to get rid of. As a matter of fact, when I asked for the dresser and queen set back, I was going to use it for my roommate when I moved into another home. And she goes, oh, so you'll let your roommate use it, but not your sister. I paid for the freezer. Super Bowl Sunday, we were at Home Depot, and I paid for it.
We paid for half of the freezer, but I do not have proof of that because I gave her cash.
No, she didn't.
Where's the freezer?
It's still on our patio, and we told her she could come get it at any time.
Why is that on your patio? Is that where you kept it?
Yeah, it's a chest freezer. It's the only place it'll fit.
Oh, fine. She's coming to get it. Make sure it's in good
Okay.
shape. She's coming to get it. Now let's get to the ring set.
The ring set that she's claiming isn't hers, was never hers. It was loaned to her by her mother. I have a sworn statement from her mother with a doctor's note as to why she couldn't be here.
I'd like to see it. Okay, your mother who signed this notarized letter. I'll let you read it. Your mother says that she loaned you the rings when you became engaged and then married, and now she's loaned them to your sister, and she certainly expects to have them back.
They're in her possession now.
And they are in her possession now?
Yes, they are.
Okay, fine. So let's forget about the rings. Now, I want you to tell me about your counterclaim.
Okay. On July 3rd, my witness, Kelly Pruitt, saw Lori Theodoroff break into my bank account on her computer upstairs.
Okay. Step up. Tell me your name.
Kelly Pruitt.
Miss Pruitt, how do you know these two people?
I worked with Lori Theodoroff at Kaiser Hospital, and we became friends. And I was living with her for 2 months. And on July 3rd, the day before we were moving out, she had confronted me about putting a listening device in Jennifer's apartment.
You put a listening device?
Yes. And had overheard Jennifer and I talking about helping her ex-husband to try to get her daughter, Sarah, so he can have full custody because Lori is not a fit mother.
And so I assume you had an argument?
Yes, she had confronted me and was very upset with me.
And what did you say to her?
It's true. I mean, I couldn't deny it. I do not believe how she treats her daughter is to be a fit mother. It's just not right.
Go ahead.
And so she got on the computer, and there were still bank statements in the computer from when Jennifer and Sean would make payments online. And so she charged over $1,000 worth of money online so their rent check would bounce.
Did you say anything to her when you found that she broke into her sister's account?
I said, why are you doing this?
And what did
They
she
could lose
answer?
their home. You're hurting Jennifer, not only Jennifer, but Sean and their son.
And what did she say?
She said, I wonder what else I can do. And then that's when she said, maybe I could put gas in her sugar tank, and laughed about it and said, I wonder what else I can find out to do to hurt them.
Do you recall going into your sister's bank?
No. I don't even know their password or their account number. Well, I know now because it's written on the check that I gave you. I don't know. And I really feel that Kelly's lying because I also have a suit against her for money that we moved into this duplex together. I fronted all of the money, $1,600. I was supposed to get the money from her on July 24th. I came home from work. She was moved out. And I'm sure that this is where these lies are coming from.
Okay. Do you have a police report
Yes,
with
I do.
regard to the bank statement?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see it, please?
I also have the payment activity from that day from our bank.
And Kelly agreed to come on here.
When did you say she moved out?
July 24th.
Well,
May I say
really,
something?
just a second. I really have to tell you, Miss Theodoroff, that the dates here don't gel with your statement. Because according to you, she moved out the end of July, which is when there was confrontation. She was supposed to get you money, and it wasn't until the end of July you came home and found her gone.
Right.
Right? And subsequently you sued her, which
Yes.
is why you say she's lying about this. Well, but the report date on this to the Sacramento Sheriff's Department is July 4th, which is well before that. So it is unlikely that, since you didn't file a lawsuit against her July 4th, that this testimony today, which is consistent with her police report, was not in retaliation for your lawsuit against her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I believe so, yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
What kind of problem did you have?
A friend of mine caught her in someone's vehicle.
Okay, so
when she told me she was with somebody
you thought
else.
she was with somebody else.
She was with somebody else when she was supposed to be at her father's.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Theodorov says her sister Jennifer Rector and her fiancé Sean Huff owe for a loan and for the return of property.
What else? Give me the rest. The gas tank.
The gas tank, she had told, Kelly said, that she wanted to hurt me as badly as possible. And so the Tuesday after she moved into her duplex, my car broke down. Well, Lori had picked me up from the daycare where I was stranded and helped me get my car to a shop. Well, then all of this happened, and I found out about her breaking into my account, and I got very angry. And so because I was angry at her, she called the company, the shop where my car was, and told them not to fix it because I wouldn't be able to pay for it. And then I'd had the car back for 4 days, and I found sugar in my gas tank, and I took it straight to the police station and filed a police report.
I'd like to see the police report.
They picked a partial print, but they could not, it wasn't good enough to...
Right. Okay, so this is your statement. Nobody saw her put sugar in the tank. And I'm sure that you will tell me that you didn't do anything to their gas tank.
No, I did not.
Okay. All right, I have that you owe her $2,200, which is for the bills that she paid for you and the $500 deposit. Ms. Theodorov, I believe that you, as it happens, did exactly what Ms. Pruitt says with regard to the computer. I don't think that they have any proof that you, sufficient proof that you did anything to your sister's gas tank, but I certainly think that I am satisfied with her statement that you did, in fact, go into the computer and mess around with it. And how much did that cost you?
It ended up not costing us very much, only about $50.
Okay.
For canceling checks.
Okay. But as far as I'm concerned, there has to be some penalty for that. You understand me?
Yes.
Yeah. Because you can't do that vindictively. I mean, if you do that, you can go to jail for that. So, on your counterclaim for harassment, I am awarding you $500, which is 10 times the $50 that it cost you to reinstate your bank balance to what it should have been and to remove any penalties that have been placed on your account. You still owe your sister $1,700. Pay her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Jennifer needs to learn that she can't mooch off people for the... I mean, that's all she's done her entire life is mooch.
I have seen her hit and pull her daughter's hair and call her stupid and fat.
This has put a black spot on my heart, and I don't know that if somebody came to me and asked for help if I'd be able to do it.
What makes her such a good liar is she convinces herself that her lies are true well before she tells anyone else.
I mean, I love her, she's my sister, but I don't think I could help her anymore.
If I see her on the side of the road hitchhiking, I'm not going to pick her up because she'll just try to hurt me some more.
And now the next case.
All party in the matter of Demons versus Anise. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Crystal Demmons is suing her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old truck driver Anthony Anise, for his share of a trip to Niagara Falls. Anthony is countersuing for unpaid rent.
Ms. Demmons, the defendant was your boyfriend for a while. He's not your boyfriend anymore, and the two of you are squabbling at this point in your lives over a little bit of money. So I'm going to make very short shrift of this, and then I'm going to let you get on with your lives. How old are you?
22.
And you?
25.
It's your claim that he owes you some money for a trip you took together when you were still dating. He says he paid you for that trip, and he says you owe him money for rent. Right?
Right.
How long ago were you dating?
We dated from February to July.
And when was this trip that you took?
We took it in the beginning of April.
Where?
To Batavia, New York to see some of his friends.
And what was your arrangement?
The agreement was that we would put the charges on my credit card and he would pay me back the money for the charges. And his friends, because he knew them and everything, also gave us the hotel for half price.
Were you living together in April?
No, we were not.
Is that right, sir?
No. Well, in the beginning it wasn't, but when I got the place, she moved in with me.
Were you living together in April or not?
No.
I'm going to keep this simple. So you weren't living together, and you wanted to go away for a weekend.
Yeah.
You didn't have money?
No, we both wanted to go away, not just me. And it wasn't just to go see my friends. It was to go to Niagara Falls.
Did you go to the falls?
Yeah.
Had you ever seen them before?
No.
And you?
I had seen them before.
You wanted to see them together?
Yes.
How much did it cost you?
A total of $220.85.
How much did you give her?
I gave her $150 in the end of June in cash.
Did he give you money?
I never received cash from him.
When I sold a truck, I gave her cash.
That was not for the trip.
Just a second. So you did receive cash from him?
Yes,
at
but
the end of June?
It was not for the trip.
What was it for?
I had I got conjunctivitis. I work with kids, and I missed a month of work, and I was falling behind in my bills, and I was going to ask my father for help. Tony offered to give me a little bit of money towards some of my bills that are my regular bills. It had nothing to do with this trip. And he gave me that amount, and I went and I had asked my father for the remaining amount to pay my bills.
All right, so he gave you $150?
Yes.
Get over it. Now, you want me to deal with you and the rent you say she owes you? I'm listening.
Well, when she moved in, when I got a place,
When did she move in?
in the middle of May. She stayed with me until July 4th, and I kicked
What
her
happened
out.
July 4th?
I had a problem with her, so I kicked her out.
What kind of problem did you have?
A friend of mine caught her in someone's vehicle.
Okay, so you
when
thought
she told me she was with somebody
you thought
else.
she was with somebody else.
She was with somebody else when she was supposed to be at her father's.
And what arrangement did you have in May when she moved in, sir?
You know, I really didn't have an arrangement with her. I'm only kind of suing because she's suing me.
So you really don't have a claim against her?
Not really, no.
Perfect, I love it. Easy. So your counterclaim is dismissed, right?
Okay.
Or you're withdrawing it because you really don't have a case. You just...
Well, I have no proof to that.
It was nuisance. No, you just said to me you had no arrangement with her for rent.
No, I didn't.
Good,
Because I
so
told
then
her
you
don't
had
worry
no-
about anything.
So then you had no claim. And I find that you did give her $150 because now she acknowledges that, which is enough to cover your share of the expenses for the trip to Niagara Falls. So your claim is dismissed. Goodbye, have a happy life, get over it, don't bother me.
Parties are excused. Yes, this is case number 293 on the calendar, the matter of Strong versus Ramos. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Mr. Strong, how long did you and Miss Ramos live together?
For approximately almost 2 months.
And how long did you date prior to living together?
I'd say about 9 months.
It is your claim that after an argument, that Miss Ramos got into your car, drove it erratically, drove into a fence, and wrecked your car.
Correct.
You want her to pay for the damage. Ms. Ramos says that she got into your car because she was escaping an assault by you. And yes, she did go into a fence, but it was because she was fleeing the apartment because you were assaulting her. When did this happen?
August 19th, 2004.
Tell me about it, Mr. Strong.
Your Honor, that day I came home from work. We had gotten into a verbal argument.
About what?
About money.
What about money?
Basically, we didn't have no money.
So what were you
to live.
arguing with each other about? Why don't you go get a job?
I had a job, Your
And
Honor.
she?
She was not working at the time.
So were you arguing with her because she didn't have a job?
She was arguing with me because I was not making enough money, not supporting us enough. Then we kept arguing. I told her I was going to leave the apartment, went to go get my clothes from my bedroom.
You mean you were leaving her?
No, I was leaving the apartment for the night.
Oh, just for the evening?
Just for the evening,
Okay.
so everything could calm down. Went to go grab my clothes. As soon as I did that, she darted out the door, jumped in the car, and wrecked it, Your Honor.
Okay, can I see pictures of the car, please?
Yes, ma'am. Here's all the evidence right here. Just pictures. There's also
Now,
pictures
after
in
she-
there of her damage, Your Honor.
Now, after she darted out of the apartment into the car, what did you do?
I seen her getting into the car from our bedroom. I ran downstairs. By that time, she was already in the car, leaving the apartment recklessly, driving. I ran after her to tell her to stop. As soon as I started to run, she wrecked. I ran over there to see if she was all right. About that time, she ran out the passenger door, ran into the other side of the apartment complex. About that time, I got arrested.
Got arrested for what?
I got arrested, they said, for domestic violence.
All right, Ms. Ramos, let me hear your version of the events. August 19th, 2004, you were at the apartment at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. I actually arrived at 5 o'clock in the afternoon because the evening before I had to go to an appointment. Well, I spent the night at my mom's house, and that night...
What kind of an appointment?
I actually had to go... I had to go apply for general assistance because we weren't bringing in enough money, and he wasn't allowing me to work. I had to
What do you mean,
sneak.
just a second, what do you mean he wasn't allowing you to work?
He wasn't allowing me to work.
I don't understand. Put your hand down. I don't understand that.
He wouldn't allow me to go look for a job throughout the day. I would sneak to go look for a job. And
when was the last time you were employed?
Last time when I was employed, I was 16 years old. And that was at Burger
How old are you
King.
now?
I'm 18 now. And I am employed now.
Mr. Strong?
That is incorrect, Your Honor.
Okay.
I encouraged her numerous times to get a job.
Well, tell
to
me
help
about
out.
Tell me about it, Mr. Strong.
I even, to the point where I told her I would leave the, I would leave the car keys and everything, even to the point where I told her my mother would take her to go look for a job, Your Honor, while I'm at work.
What was the argument about on the 19th of August, Ms. Ramos?
By that point, I was just so fed up with barely making ends meet that we had to, penny pinch. We had hardly no food in the fridge, so I said, you know what, I'm going to apply for general assistance. Well, I didn't tell him that. I told my mom that. I went to spend the night at my mom's house that evening, and I didn't ask him or anything. I just packed my stuff up. By the time he got home from work, he said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to my mom's house to spend the night. I have an appointment in the morning. Well, that evening when I was at my mom's house, he called me numerous times. His mom called me numerous times saying that Tony is here. I'm sorry, Robert. They call him Tony. Tony is here at the house. He, I don't know what's going on. He's pacing back and forth. I have no idea what's going on. I told her, well, I'm here at my mom's house. I had to leave for the evening because I have an appointment in the morning. Well, the following evening, I went back home. The house was a mess. He wasn't home from work yet. The house was a mess. And finally, he walked in about 5:30, 5:15, and I was in the kitchen trying to clean stuff up. And he said, hi, babe. I didn't say anything to him. And he said, well, what's wrong? Why are you mad? I said, look at the house. Ask me why I'm mad. Look at what you did to the house. He said, well, oh, well. He said, you left me like a dog the night before, so I messed up the house. I said, that's no excuse to mess up the house. So he turned around and I said, you know what? I don't need this. I do not need you or this in my life. I picked up my house keys off the counter, which the house keys did have the extra set of car keys, my cell phone, and I started to walk out of the kitchen. He picked up a knife off of the table, started to tell me that he was going to kill me. He said, if you go and you leave me, I'll kill you. And he said, no, as a matter of fact, I'll kill myself. Started to push the knife into his neck and onto his wrist. At that point, I started screaming, and I was trying to pull it up so it wouldn't puncture him. Finally, he dropped it, and he went and he grabbed me by my neck and started pushing me up against the kitchen sink, in the corner of the kitchen sink and the stove. Started choking me. I finally pushed him off. When I pushed him off, he reached in to get a kiss. And I went like that. I said, you passed up that opportunity. And I started walking out of the kitchen. When I started walking out of the kitchen, he ran up to the front door. I got the front door open about this much. The neighbors seen me. I opened up the front door, and he went and grabbed me by my throat and pushed me up against the wall, slammed the front door. He said, you F&B, you're not going nowhere. He grabbed the cell phone out of my hand and threw it up against the wall. That's in the police report, too. The neighbors were hearing everything that was going on downstairs.
What the neighbors were hearing. Who called the police?
The neighbors.
You didn't call the police?
I did not call the police until I finally ran out of the house, but that was minutes later.
Where did you call the police from?
At the neighbor's house, but that was after I wrecked the car.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You must think that the whole world is stupid, including me.
Your Honor, that's...
Yeah, listen to me, sir. That never happened.
That did happen.
Never happened.
Did happen.
Mr. Strong, never happened in this country, sir.
And later today...
You mean you didn't say to her, if you do this for me, I'll pay you back as soon as I get the money? You didn't say that to her?
No, ma'am.
Better off without her, my dear.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Tony Strong says ex-fiancée Camille Ramos wrecked his Buick Regal. Camille says she was fleeing from Robert after he threatened to kill her.
Can I see the police report, please?
Yes, ma'am. There are statements from witnesses that seen him hitting me. Sorry. It's a chunky one.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I never once hit her. Never.
He pleaded
Not-
to domestic violence.
Not once did I hit her.
Speak.
The only reason I did plead to domestic violence, Your Honor, is because so I can get out of jail. I was facing 6 years in the penitentiary.
Listen
for
to
this.
me, Mr. Strong. I didn't even ask you the question. You were arrested for domestic violence?
I was charged with domestic. I was charged with corporal injury to a spouse or companion, destruction of telephone or telegraphic, and terrorist threat.
How long had you been living in that apartment complex, sir?
For about, I'd say, a month and 3 weeks, so almost 2 months.
Do you know a woman by the name of Melinda?
I do not know, sir. Ma'am.
She's a neighbor of yours. Police interviewed her.
Okay.
This neighbor says she saw you push the defendant into a corner and you had your hands around her throat.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Okay.
I never once pushed her or grabbed her.
Your Honor, I have pictures of my injuries.
The police observed that the apartment was in a total state of disarray, sir. There was overturned furniture in the living room. There were broken parts of a cell phone in the closet in the bedroom. The bathroom door was taken off the hinges. Closet rod, which one uses for hanging clothes in the closet, was on the floor in the bedroom. How'd that happen?
That happened when I went to go grab my clothes, Your Honor. I was in my closet, and I went to go like this, bear hug all my clothes. When I did that, she pushed me into the closet.
You left that out.
I fell down, and that's how that curtain thing broke.
You left out the fact that she pushed you in the closet, Mr. Strong. How did the furniture get overturned in the living room?
I don't know about that one, Your Honor. When I came home...
How did the cell phone
get
broken and in a lot of pieces, sir? How did that happen?
I don't know, Your Honor.
You don't know.
No.
You do know that you pled guilty to domestic violence.
Yes, I do know that.
Now, when you pled guilty to domestic violence, the judge asked you to make a statement as to exactly what you were pleading guilty to. What did you tell the judge you did on the 19th of August?
I just told the judge basically I defended myself. She came after me with a knife. I pushed her away, and after that, I went to go get my clothes out of my closet. She pushed me into the closet. She left, and that's when she jumped in the car, wrecked it, and
Mr.
I ran after her.
Mr. Strong, there are all different kinds of judges in this country, some brighter than others. None of them would have accepted the plea that you just outlined to me as
They
a plea.
did, Your
I'm
Honor.
speaking! As a plea of guilty to domestic violence. Because what you said to me was that you pled guilty, although she was guilty of domestic violence. You must think that the whole world is stupid, including me.
Your Honor, that's...
Yeah, listen to me, sir. That never happened.
That did happen.
Never
that
happened.
Did happen.
Mr. Strong, never happened in this country, sir.
Okay.
That's
never.
That-
Excuse me, Your Honor,
that's
that
what
is
did
what he told
happen.
the judge.
I want to tell you something. You're his mother?
Yes.
Listen to me.
I was
Listen to me.
in the court when he told the judge, and he's leaving out the fact that he had a cut from her cutting him with the
Listen
knife.
to me very,
And
very
that there are
carefully.
photos
I'm
and
speaking.
bruises
My
from
mouth
her.
is moving. No jurist in this country would accept a plea as outlined by your son, because what he told me was she came at him with a knife. In response to that, he went to the closet to get his clothes and left. That's what you told me.
Correct.
Right? The police support her version of the events because they say that the apartment was a disaster, which is what she says in her statement. Not that you were just waiting for her to come home and you had a discussion about money that escalated into an argument. You never put your hands on her. In addition to that, your statement and your plea to domestic violence totally fall without what I consider any kind of reason or common sense, which leads me to believe that she was escaping from your assault. She was escaping from your assaultive behavior. Put your hand down! And as such, sir, if she was escaping and if she totaled your car because she was trying to get away from you, deal with it. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She was planning to leave me, and didn't know how to tell me, so that's how she did it.
I wasn't planning on leaving him. I was planning on bettering myself.
She had another boyfriend on the side.
When a lot of people weren't there for me, he was, but in the end, his true colors showed.
I am glad it's over, and now I can get on with my life.
For all those girls out there who you think that you need help from anyone, you don't need help from no one. You do it on your own, just like I did it, and you'll make it. You'll make it with everything you got.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Julian versus Hassel, step forward, please.
20-year-old security officer Jennifer Julian and her husband John are suing their former friend, 19-year-old sales clerk Jamie Hassel, for an unpaid loan to retain a lawyer. Jamie says Jennifer gave her the money so she could get custody of her son.
Mr. and Mrs. Julian, you claim a loan to the defendant, who used to be a very dear friend of yours. The defendant said this was money that she received from you, it was money that was a gift that she needed. She needed it for a lawyer, and there was never any discussion of repayment. How long have you and Mrs. Hassel been friends?
We've been friends for about 11 years.
And when you gave her money, where did the transfer of the money take place?
Actually, we went and got it from the bank. And
who's we?
Miss Hassel and I walked 22 blocks in downtown Austin to find a bank, because we went to like 3 or 4 different banks before we finally found one that would accept my credit card to get a cash advance.
So you took out a cash advance. Now tell me why.
Well, she needed the money for a lawyer, and she couldn't get the money for a couple of weeks from her trust fund.
What did you need the money for a lawyer for?
To get full custody of my son, to have his father sign over his rights.
How did you ask Miss Julian, or Mr. and Mrs. Julian, to help you?
Well, John and I never spoke of it, actually. Jennifer had taken me to the lawyer, because I had an appointment with him that morning, and after the lawyer told me that he needed a $3,000 retainer, we sat in the room, and my mother and I were discussing it, how we were going to come up with the money, and Jennifer offered.
What did she say?
She said, well, I can go get it out of the bank. You know, me and her have been friends forever. We've supported each other through anything, and she was there. She's Aunt Jenny to Damien.
I don't care if she's Aunt Jenny. I don't care if she's Grandma Jenny. She said to you, I can go get the money out of the bank from a cash advance.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
what did you say?
I said, okay, and I went with it.
Just okay?
Yeah.
You didn't say to her, okay, if you do this, I'll pay you back?
Well, I mean, I said thank you. I wasn't rude
That's
about
not what I asked you. You mean you didn't say to her, if you do this for me, I'll pay you back as soon as I get the money? You didn't say that to her?
No, ma'am.
You just thought it was very nice of her to give you $3,000.
I mean, that's what we did for each other. We helped each other out through anything.
No, $3,000 is not $50. $3,000 is a big chunk of change, especially when she said to you, I don't have the money. I can take a cash advance out on my credit card. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you support yourself?
I have a part-time job right now.
Who supports you totally?
I live with my grandmother.
Where does your mother live?
With me.
Okay, let me hear your version of it, Miss Julian.
Well, she needed the money, and she couldn't get the money from her trust fund for, I think, 2 weeks. And
Is that what she told you?
That's what she told me.
Okay, go ahead.
So I called my husband, and he said, well, the only way that we'll agree to do this is if she agrees to pay any finance fees, any transaction fees, any fees that come up.
And she said?
She said, yes, absolutely, I'll pay anything.
What happened 2 weeks later?
She just told different stories every time I talked to her.
So why do you think that you should not pay back Mr. and Mrs. Julian?
Because to me, it was never a loan. I mean, if she would have asked me, hey, I need this back, sure. I mean, we could have made some agreement. But she knew at the time I didn't have a job, I was taking care of my baby, and we were there for each other, always. That's how our relationship went.
Better off without her, my dear. Not much of a friend. Anything you want to say, Mr. Julian?
Just that my wife had called and asked me if it would be okay to take the $3,000 out of the cash advance.
When she called you, did she tell you where she was?
Yes, I knew where they were before. Because the night before, they told me that this lawyer was going to take it and she could pay him later. I said, that's not going to happen. Lawyers don't work that way. So I was expecting it.
Miss Hassel, if you don't do the wrong thing, you don't have to cry. Got to do the right thing. If you borrow something and somebody treats you well and somebody's willing to be supportive, you're supposed to do the right thing. You're supposed to say to Mr. and Mrs. Julian, listen, I can't pay you back all at once. I'll pay you $100 a month, $25 a week. That's all I can afford, but I'm going to do it because I live with my mother and my grandmother. I'm working part-time. I'll work a little bit more part-time so that I can afford to give you $25 a week. $50. $50. However long it takes. You don't try to shirk your responsibility and do the wrong thing with a friend. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Case number 262 in the matter of Allen versus K.V. Harris.
Thank you.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Allen, you had a brother who recently passed away, rather young, I assume. He had diabetes and he went into a diabetic coma. The defendants were friends of his, and according to your complaint, they took a television set at your request when they were cleaning out his apartment. You said that you wanted $800 for the television set. They say that they were good friends, they did an awful lot of things for your brother, and that they can't believe that you are actually suing them for this $800 for this television set. When were you notified that your brother was hospitalized?
I was in the Caribbean at the time when he was hospitalized.
You were on vacation?
Right, with my son. I didn't find out when he was in a coma until July 3rd when he was.
When did he go to the hospital?
The prior Thursday before that July 3rd is when I found him in the diabetic coma. 2 or 3 days before she even knew her brother was in a coma.
How many siblings are there?
Well, there was 4, and now there's 3.
Where are your parents?
My mom passed away last year, and I haven't seen my dad really for 23 years. He showed up for my brother's memorial, and that was it.
How old was your brother?
He was 30.
Was he ever married?
No.
Did he have any children?
No, he didn't.
Did he leave a will?
No, he didn't.
Tell me, Miss Allen, how it came about that the defendants got possession of this television set.
Gaetano has stated to me that
Who's Gaetano?
Right here, Your Honor.
Gaetano said that he wanted...
He had talked to my brother Billy on the 25th of June. That was a Friday, the day that I left for the Caribbean. Gaetano had stated that my brother wanted me to have the TV if anything were to happen to him.
Is that what you told her?
Yes, it was.
He had also some really high powered gas RC cars, and he said that Gaetano was to have those.
I don't know what an RC car is.
Remote control gas-powered cars.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm just telling
you. Thank you. Okay, and according to you, her brother had said that he wanted his sister, this sister, to have the TV. Now, that's not necessarily binding, but it's something that he said to you.
Right. That is correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so when we sat and we were clearing out Billy's apartment, we had a 32-inch TV that Billy had given to me. I told her that Billy wanted her to have the big screen. Her reaction was, I don't want the big screen. It doesn't fit in my apartment. So I said, why don't you take the 32-inch and we'll take the big screen. She agreed. No money was ever talked about, no money was ever included.
Okay. Did you take a 32-inch television from your brother's house?
I took it from my son.
But it was your television?
Correct. Billy had owed me money because we were the ones who took him to the hospital and paid for his insulin. We were the ones that always got him to the hospital. Matter of fact, the plaintiff was the one who called us, said, my brother's not feeling well. Can you go over there and check on him and get him to the hospital?
Okay, well, fine.
I have a tape saying that they were going to pay for the TV and that they thought it was too much money, so they decided that they weren't going to pay for it.
Okay, I'd like to hear that tape.
We just got your message. We actually talked about it and decided that we're not going to pay you for the TV because $800 is too much. We told you that we would pay you $5 or $6, I think it was at the beginning, and you said no, that you weren't able. Well, you know, we've been friends with Billy forever. We took care of him when he was sick. We did everything for him. You guys weren't there for him. We were there for him. And by the way, we'd rather give Diane and Roger the money for the TV than you because you're not dealing with any of this fairly. So if you have any questions, just give us a call back. Bye.
Well, that tape clearly indicates that you had an intention to pay for the television.
This is how the conversation took place. She calls us after she gave us the TV. She says, well, you know what, we found somebody that will buy the TV for $1,200. But since you were friends, we'll give it to you for $800. So this shocked us. We're like, wait a minute, I thought it was an even exchange. You know, I thought we were done. So we tried to negotiate with her and say, you know what, $800's just too much. Plus the TV was only originally worth around $1,300. No, we're not paying $800. So we tried to negotiate and lower the price. How far did the plaintiff go down? $750. Billy's family abandoned him. We were his family.
They
We
would
took him to the
call us.
hospital. I called his family and told them that Billy's not doing well. He needs somebody to check on him every day. He's not going to make it a month if somebody does not. Okay? So anyways, she goes off to the Caribbean on the cruise. I go to check on him while she's out dancing in the Caribbean to see how he's doing. Okay? He's in a diabetic coma, panting, eyes glazed over.
Just a second.
She's dancing.
How sick was your brother when you left?
He was getting better. I talked to the hospital when he was released. They said he was fine. They sent him home with my other brother. My other brother took him home, and he was doing better. I talked to him that Friday.
Who's this?
This is my sister.
How far did she live from your brother?
Approximately 140 miles.
Who lives closest?
I live right downstairs below him.
When was he released from the hospital?
He was released the prior week, probably around June 20th.
Can I add how he...
No.
Okay.
Now, Miss Allen, what provisions did you make for somebody to check in on your brother every day while you were on vacation?
My brother Roger was supposed to check on him, and he actually said he went up there on July.
Where does your brother Roger live?
He lives in the same apartment building as well.
Okay. So your brother Roger was supposed to check on him every day?
Right.
But clearly did not.
He said he went up there and he thought he heard my brother like shuffle, like make a moaning sound, like go away type thing on probably, it was June 30th. He went up there and my brother was just like making a noise just to like go away. He doesn't want anybody visiting him. So he didn't go any further from that.
Wait a minute, can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Her brother did go up there only because he called Gaetano to see what Gaetano was up to for the night, and we asked about Billy. We said, have you checked on your brother today? And he said, I haven't been over there in 2 or 3 days. You know, and we both work full time. And I said, well, get over there and check on him. You live right downstairs from him. So Roger hung up the phone with us, went up to Billy's, tapped on the window, heard him breathing, which he was actually already in the coma, calls us back, says, oh, I heard him breathing, he's fine. So we just assumed, well, we'll go check on him in the morning before work. He goes over there on his way to work the next day, finds Billy laying in his bed in a diabetic coma. Of course, he's breathing really deep, and you can hear that, but that's what he did. Nobody had checked on him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your useless brother who went down and checked and said, it sounds like he's breathing, he must be okay, is just that useless.
And later today,
she just gets really drunk and starts freaking out, screaming.
Just tell me what happened to the door.
She just fell through the door. She just fell through it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janice Allen says former friends Allison Cavey and Gaetano Harris owe for the return of her late brother's TV. The couple says they were like family to Janice's brother.
Now, it seems to me, Miss Allen, that the defendants were not related to your brother by blood, but took better care of him than his own family.
I was with my brother almost every day when I was there.
Did you take him to his doctor's appointments?
He didn't have any doctor's appointments.
We took him to some.
She actually called us one time, Your Honor, when Billy wasn't feeling well and said, can you check on Billy? I think he needs to go to the hospital.
No, I didn't ask you to
check
on him.
You did.
Just a second.
I simply...
Listen to me. Shh. Listen to me. Did you call them and ask them to empty out his apartment?
No, I didn't.
They asked for help.
Did you call and ask for help?
I asked for help for the television. That was it. And they didn't help with anything else.
Listen to me, Miss Allen. It sounds to me as if you're making a lot of excuses for people who were very kind to your brother while he was alive. Your useless brother who went down and checked and said, he sounds like he's breathing, he must be okay, is just that useless. You, within a week of your brother being released from the hospital, took your son on vacation to the Caribbean.
I called them, Your Honor, because...
Just a minute, you called them for what?
Because I could not get my brother down the stairs to take him to the hospital.
So you called to help?
I called for help. Exactly. Good. I'm a single mom.
So what are you doing here talking about a television that you have no legal... You have no legal right to sue for this television. And I would strongly suggest to you that since your brother relied on strangers to take care of him and fill in when his blood family could not, you think twice about bothering courts with this kind of lawsuit. Your lawsuit's dismissed, that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. This is my best friend.
I was there every day.
I'm going to remember the last birthday I spent with him.
I went and talked to him and everything, every single day.
How he smiled and he had a good time and we sang karaoke. That's what I'm going to remember.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rogers versus Munyon, step forward, please.
19-year-old student Brittany Rogers is suing her former roommate, 21-year-old student Rachel Munyon, for unpaid rent, household costs, and damages to the apartment. Brittany says during a drunken episode, Rachel fell through their screen door.
Miss Rogers, you and the defendant were roommates. You claim she owes you for first month's rent on the apartment, which she never paid. She owes you her half of some household items that you purchased when you moved into the apartment, and that she caused some damage to the apartment in a temper tantrum, and you want her to pay for that too because you had that deducted from security.
That's correct.
Miss Munyon says she was totally paid up in her rent. She doesn't owe you a dime. You used a stolen credit card to pay for the household items, and that she never caused any damage to the apartment.
Yes.
Okay. When did you move in together?
We moved in halfway through June of 2003, and I paid the first months of the rent. It was a partial month of $777.
Okay, first month's rent, $777. So?
I paid $277 of that, and she paid $500 of that.
How did you pay the $277?
We wanted to get an apartment together, and her parents wouldn't sign, so my dad signed the lease so we could move in. And my dad told her that if he signed the lease, that she would pay the $500 and that I would pay the rest of the $277.
Don't speak.
That I would pay the rest of the $277. So
your
she
father,
wanted to get an
I'm
apartment really
speaking.
bad.
So your father, in effect, took a fee for co-signing.
Yeah, they made an agreement.
Oh, step up, sir. You're the father. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take a fee for co-signing for this apartment?
I didn't take a fee to co-sign for the apartment. What I did was we had a verbal agreement that if I co-signed for the apartment, Brittany would be responsible for the deposit on the apartment.
For the deposit? Shut! Sorry. If you co-signed, that she'd be responsible for the security deposit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much was the security deposit?
$750.
Who paid that?
I did.
Good. Well, that was your agreement, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well, your daughter got the story a little bit confused. Thank you very much. You may be seated now.
Okay.
Listen to me. Your father's agreement had nothing to do with paying $500 and you paying $277. Your father said that he would co-sign for the apartment. The condition of his co-signing for the apartment would be that the plaintiff put down the security deposit. Period. So you were confused.
Okay.
Let's go to next. Household goods. Did you use a stolen credit card to purchase the household
No,
goods?
I have my bank statements right here showing the places.
Well, tell
showing
me
the-
what you know about the stolen credit card, my dear, because she didn't make this up out of nowhere, I don't think.
There was a stolen credit card, and I did purchase items on a stolen credit card, which I was criminally prosecuted for, and I served my 6 months probation and did my community service for that.
Who'd you steal the credit card from?
A girl that I went to high school with. It was a back and forth thing. She stole money from me. I stole that from her. It was between me and her.
Wonderful. Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Every Tuesday, he was supposed to pay me $50.
That sound familiar, sir?
Yes.
Good. That's all you had to say.
And
Yes,
he-
sounds right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brittany Rogers says ex-roommate Rachel Munyon owes for rent, unpaid household costs, and damages to their apartment. Brittany says Rachel has a drinking problem.
All right. Let's go to the damage to the home.
Rachel has a big drinking problem. At first, when we moved in together, I was under the impression that she had kind of cleaned up her act. She told me this total story about her boyfriend and all this.
Just give me a break. Would you just tell me what she
So
damaged
basically,
to
she
the
got
house?
really drunk and she fell through the screen door and broke it in our apartment complex.
Well, tell me exactly what happened.
We just had some friends over. We'd all been kind of drinking, and Rachel, I mean, obviously she's kind of a small person. She can't take that much, and she just gets really drunk and starts freaking out, screaming. It's
Just tell me what happened to the door.
she just fell through the door. She just fell through it. I mean,
Did you hurt yourself?
No, I didn't fall through the door.
And you say you didn't fall through the door.
The screen door was only off the track, and there was like a little rip at the top.
Well, how'd that happen?
Just from people going in and out of it. I mean, we're both young. We both had people over there at the time.
What else?
and also when she was really drunk, I actually had traffic school the next morning, and she was.
What'd you have traffic school for?
I was going 46 in a 35 zone, and she was, drunk again, coming in my room, bugging me. I told her to get out. She comes and flings my door open and pushed it against the wall so hard that the door stopper went through the door and put a hole in it.
So did you fix it?
The landlord fixed it and charged me for it.
Let me see. Why didn't you fix it?
I didn't really know
How to do it? You get a little thing in a tube, you put it in the wall, you go like this, and you fix it.
Why? The landlord fixed it.
Refinished second bedroom door, stained with unknown white substance. What was that?
That was from a shoe rack that she had over the door that left the paint.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Who lost their pool key?
She lost the pool key. There were 2 pool keys. We had a pool key that didn't work.
We only
and
received one.
And she called the landlord for another one, and he sent us another one. And he wanted me to return both of them at the end, but she did something with the first one.
You have a pool key? You don't know where it is?
No.
Okay. As far as the items that you purchased for the house, and you say that she owes you for half, I'm not going to be able to distinguish what you purchased with a stolen credit card.
It was not with a stolen credit card. It's with this right here.
Sure, let me take a look at it.
They're all highlighted for you. We went together, and she agreed with me together that as soon as we got the computer in the house, that she was going to type up an agreement. And, oh, Brittany, I promise I'm going to get a job. No, she just got drunk and went out and...
I had a job the whole time I lived at
She
the
did not
apartment.
have a job at all when she was there.
I had a
She
job
stayed
the
at
whole
home and
time.
watched TV, and that's why her father put the cable in his name, because I was working 2 jobs and going to school, and I didn't have time to watch cable.
I
And
had
she
a
just
job
wanted to
the
sit
whole
at home
time that we
and watch
lived there.
TV all day and do nothing.
Did you go with her to Safeway stores on June the 9th where she purchased stuff in the amount of $626?
The thing is that she told me that she was going to use the credit card that her aunt gave us to get the initial things that we needed for the apartment, and then we could pay her aunt back in $50 increments. And then when we got to Safeway, the
That's
credit
not
card
true.
was declined. And the reason it was declined is because the card that Brittany stole was like a Discover or something that Safeway didn't accept. And I told Brittany, you know I don't have the money right now because I just moved down here, I just got a job, so I would prefer if we go to another store where they do take Discover, American Express, or whatever it was. And she said, no, Rachel, don't worry about it. And I was like, okay. So my dad would bring me over food, and I would just eat the food that my dad brought.
Oh, no. Listen to me. Listen to what you just said.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You just said that she had a stolen credit card that you knew about.
No, I didn't know about it.
That you knew it was somebody else's credit card, but they didn't take that credit card at one store that you went to, so you were going to go to a different store. You didn't go to a different store. You stayed at this store, and the amount of $626 wasn't was an amount that was purchased for the 2 of you, and you agreed to pay her back.
No, I did not agree to pay her back for those groceries. I agreed to pay her aunt back in $50 increments.
Listen to me. You agreed that you would be responsible for half that bill, only you said you were going to give it back to her aunt. Well, she didn't use her aunt's card. She used her card. So explain to me, what's the difference?
I told her that I didn't want to because I didn't have half of that $300.
You just told me. Listen to me. You just told me you didn't have it then, whether it was her money or her aunt's money. And you said you would agree to give her aunt back $50 installment payments.
Correct. But Brittany wanted the $300 up front.
No, I let her pay me increments. I actually arranged it with her father, and her father said that, oh, you know, Brittany, don't worry. You know, I know Rachel, and, you know, if she doesn't take care of stuff, I will. He paid me one $50 money order.
That sound familiar, sir?
Yes.
Good. That's all? That's all you had to say.
And
yes, sounds right.
And then the next week, Billy, where's my money? Oh, I don't have the money this week. Okay, that's fine. Call him next week. Billy, where's my money? Oh, I don't have the money this next week. So.
I gotcha. You're right. 773, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. Yeah, this is case number 341 on the calendar in the matter of Coughlin versus Noel. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Coughlin, it is your claim that this young lady, I assume this young lady, vandalized your car. She was a friend of your daughter's. They played together. For some reason, they had a misunderstanding, and you claim that she took a rock, scratched your car. Miss Noel says that her daughter was not alone. Don't deny that she did it, but you say she was not alone, and that in retaliation for that, your son slashed the tires on her car. So she's got a counterclaim. Are you neighbors?
Yes. Yes.
How far away do you live from each other?
Right next door.
What was the date of the incident involving your car?
August 29th, 2004.
You have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see pictures of the car. What makes you think Sequoia damaged your car?
They were all outside playing, all the children, with Katara, and Katara came in the house crying, saying that Sequoia upset her. So I said, okay, we'll stay in the house. After that, I went out to do laundry and I noticed a big scratch on the side of my car.
Okay. Now, what proof do you have that Sequoia did that damage to your car?
It's in the police report. She had admitted doing it.
Can I see the police report, please? Sequoia, you want to tell me why you scratched the car?
Because her and her husband and her son, they were constantly keep calling me like retarded, well, I don't want to say it. They kept calling me and
That's
stuff.
not true.
Shh. And they kept going on with it, and I only thing that I did was tell my mom.
So that's why you scratched the car?
Well, they were calling me retarded and stuff.
I'm
and
asking you a question. That's why you scratched the car with a rock? You can't do that. Did your mother tell you you couldn't do that? Well, you can't. Somebody says something nasty to you to hurt your feelings, that makes them wrong. That makes them not smart. But that doesn't give you the right to damage their property. Got it? Did your mother tell you that?
Yes.
Okay, how much is it going to cost to fix the paint on the car?
Approximately $921.
You have an estimate?
Yes, I do. It was scratched before. The estimate I do have, I'm sorry, is $361.56.
361?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you want to tell me about the damage to your car and when that happened?
September 19th.
What happened?
I went to take my son to his football game. I came back to pick her up to go to the football game. I came back downstairs and my tires were sliced.
Who did it?
Well, I assumed my next door neighbors did it.
Well, what proof do you have that they did it?
I didn't have any proof at the time.
Do you have any proof now?
Actually, I have a witness that overheard her son bragging about the second time they sliced my tires 3 days after that.
I'll hear the witness. You're the son, I assume.
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up. Tell me who you are.
Tanisha Cooley, their babysitter.
What do you know about the tires being slashed on Mrs. Noel's car?
The day after the tires were slashed in school, me and my friend were walking down the hall. We were walking behind him and his friends. And I heard him saying that, yeah, yesterday me and my dad sliced our neighbor's tires.
And when you heard that, what did you do?
Right after school, when Chanel came home, I told her and my mom.
Same day,
Yes.
is that right? Were you angry?
Yes, I was.
And what about your father? Was he angry?
Yes.
That's not a way to respond. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
So why did you do it?
I did not.
So you're telling me this young lady is lying
Yes,
about this
I
last... Yes. Why do you think she would make up a story like that?
I don't know.
Who would you think would have another motive to slash their tires?
Nobody to my knowledge.
Not you or not your father? So you think she's lying?
Yes.
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the police report, please? You can sit down. Could you stand up, please? Is this young lady your daughter?
Yes.
I want you to think back to the 23rd of September. I want you to tell me about the conversation you had with your daughter when she came home from school.
She told me that she overheard Michael saying that him and his father slashed the tires.
She told you that on the 23rd?
Yes.
What's the name of the person that he was with?
I don't know them.
In school? You don't know who they are?
No.
How many other boys was he with?
2.
You have a bill for the tire that was slashed on the 22nd?
I don't have a bill. I paid to get my car done. Here.
Well, I need a bill for the tire. That's what we're talking about. Tire was $16.53?
Used one.
Look, I believe her. I just want you to understand that. Whether you were just bragging, I don't know. But I believe that she heard you say it. So I'm deducting $16 from the award of $361 that you're entitled to have your car painted. I haven't a clue why people who were neighbors engage in a course of conduct to make their lives absolutely miserable. It's just so absolutely ridiculous to me. There's no question that your daughter behaved badly. I assume that as a parent, you told her that when someone says something that's hurtful to you, they're really just stupid, uninformed people, and not to pay any attention to it. I assume that you had that conversation with her. And if you didn't, you have to have that conversation with her, that you can't take out her frustrations because she's just going to end up in trouble. What?
Well, she wrote on our wall and on our hallway wall, and my mom has to pay for that. And she wrote on theirs too.
Are you making an excuse for yourself?
Mm-mm.
Don't. If she does something wrong, like write on a wall, how old is she?
5.
5? And how old are you?
8.
You're supposed to know better, and you're not supposed to make excuses for doing the wrong thing. And you're certainly old enough to know better. All right, take your children home. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $345. I've deducted the $16 for the tire that your son and probably your husband was responsible for. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've also had my tire slashed 3 times.
They got problems. I'm done.
Her daughters pushed shopping carts into my car.
Just mad.
The little girl is very angry. She's very angry. The mother works 12-hour, 14-hour days, 6 days a week.
She was mean to me.
Something that's going to be ongoing until Mrs. Noel gets help with her child.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Baker versus Terry, step forward.
Rehab counselor Vicki Baker is suing her former neighbors, Byron and Mary Terry, for damage to her Chevy Lumina. Vicki says the couple drove the vehicle during a hailstorm.
Miss Baker, you agreed to sell the defendants a car, a used car that you had, according to what I read. They had the car for some time. They made some payments on the car. And then, according to you, they stopped making payments on the car, so you repossessed it.
Yes, ma'am.
And after you repossessed it, Mr. and Mrs. Terry sued you for all the money that they had paid into the car, which was, I believe, about $1,400. Is that right? Yeah. And how much had you paid?
$1,850.
And how long did you have the car?
We had the car for roughly about 3.5, 4 months.
Okay. Now you want them to pay for the damage that was done to the car while it was in their possession as a result of being driven in a hailstorm.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. and Mrs. Terry said, you live in Oklahoma, for heaven's sakes. That's what happens in Oklahoma. There are hailstorms. You're not responsible for the hailstorms. That's your defense.
Partly. There's more to it.
That's the defense that I read here. That it's a hailstorm and you're not responsible for an act of God. Now, Miss Baker, when did you agree to sell them the car? Give me the month and year.
December 4th of 2003.
And you took it back sometime in March?
Actually, no, it was April 2nd.
And when you got the car back, describe the damage to me.
I have photos of the damage, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please?
The automobile was damaged all over with hail damage. I have photos of the car, the storm and the damage, and also an estimate for over $3,000 of damage.
Do you know when this hailstorm was?
Yes, March 17th.
Car, hail.
Were there other cars damaged, Miss Baker, in Oklahoma where you live by this hail?
Yes, ma'am.
How many hundreds of cars were damaged?
Probably many.
So why do you think the Terrys are responsible?
Because in the agreement they were responsible for any damages as well as to insure the car, which they did through Geico. And then I had asked them to take care of the damages with their insurance, and they did not.
Now, after March 17th, did they make any payment to you? When was the last payment?
March 12th, Byron paid me $200, which totaled $1,400.
So I just asked you when the last payment that they gave you was.
March 12th.
Why did you stop making payments after March 12th?
We didn't, and we have proof. What happened was when we bought the car, we put like a large amount of money down, and then she gave us a copy of the title, and it said there was a lien on it, and she kept convincing us to double up on payments, like, and harassing me at work.
Just a second, Your Honor. Just a second. I asked a simple question. It doesn't require a story.
Okay.
It requires an answer. Why didn't you make any payments after March the 12th?
The last payment
As a
was
matter
on-
of fact, I was sitting in jail, ma'am. I won't lie to you, I wasn't capable of writing her a check. My wife was handing her cash. She gave my wife no receipts, which I told my wife, don't give her no cash if she ain't going to give you no receipt, because it ain't going to do you no good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Ma'am, I didn't know we had hard feelings. I thought this would be friendly throughout the entire thing.
After you took back the car, they sued you. At what point did you think it was friendly?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Vicki Baker says former neighbors Byron and Mary Terry owe for damage to a car they were subleasing. Vicki says the car was dented during a hailstorm.
The question is, did you make any payments or did you not make any payments after March the 12th?
No, I'm sorry.
So the answer is no.
Right.
Now, when Miss Baker, the Terrys sued you for the return of their money, you already had possession of the car, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, in fact, counterclaim for damage to the car?
Not during that suit, no.
Why not?
I tried to, and they said it was too late to countersue, that I had to make a new suit.
When did they sue you? In what month?
May 28th.
So you had already had the car back for almost 3 months.
April 2nd. No, I would have had the car back for about 6 weeks.
And when was the court case heard?
The court case was actually heard on May 28th. So the suit may have came just a little bit before that.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. When did you file suit for the return of your money?
When did I file suit?
No. Damn.
In April.
And when was she served?
The weekend after I filed suit, after I got out of jail.
Sometime in April.
Yes, ma'am.
So you had at least 4 or 5 weeks. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
After you got notice that you were being sued. And you had at least 6 or 7 weeks to sue them for the damage to your car. So my question to you, Miss Baker, is why didn't you do it?
I was hoping that they would take the car. All along, I have offered them back the car for the $1,000 that they owed on the car. And so I have no use for this car, so I was hoping that they would do the original agreement, which was to pay the $2,400.
What did you do in order to convey that to them?
I spoke to them twice in person.
Just a second.
Okay.
Spoke to them twice after you repossessed the car.
Yes.
On April 2nd.
And also the police. Pardon me.
Did either Mr. or Mrs. Terry indicate to you that they were prepared to continue paying the additional $1,000 that you claimed they owed?
Mary's statement was, no, I will not give you another dime.
Okay.
Byron said, no, I'm leaving state. I have no need for the car. I'm fixing my truck. So they changed their mind.
So the answer is
no.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
So then my question to you is, why didn't you sue them?
I did.
No.
Ma'am,
you didn't sue them. Listen to me.
Okay.
You didn't sue them until after they sued you for the return of some of their money. That's when you sued them. You saw the car was damaged the day you took it back on April 2nd. So if you believed that you had a legitimate case, you would have been in court immediately, as you were now, to file a case against them because they damaged your property that you had repossessed. You chose not to do that.
Ma'am, I didn't know we had hard feelings. I thought this would be friendly throughout the entire thing.
What, Miss Baker? I don't know where you're at, madam. After you took back the car, they sued you. At what point did you think it was friendly? Where's the car now?
In my possession.
Good. What are you doing with it?
I have offered it back to the Terrys. I'm letting it sit until we decide what to do. Your Honor, may I speak, please, on this situation? I befriended these kids. They moved in next door to me.
I don't care about that. That's not what this is about.
Okay.
That's a story once upon a time. Right now what I have is you sold them a car. They were friends, next door neighbors, you liked, whatever. Sold them a car. You took the car back for non-payment.
No, ma'am. I took the car back because she sent me a letter refusing payment.
She said she wasn't going to pay you anymore.
Right, yes.
Fine.
Yes.
So I paid you enough, and I'm not paying anymore. Shh.
Okay.
Not paying anymore. This has been resolved in another court.
Right.
I'm not dealing with that. You took the car back. You did nothing when you took the car back until after they sued you for some of the money that they had invested in the car.
Ma'am.
That's what happened.
I did it as quickly as I could because I am a very, very busy self-employed person. To drive 2 hours to go down and sue someone when I knew I had until May 28th, I didn't see any hurry in doing that.
Well, I don't see any hurry in responding to it, madam. It's an act
They
of God.
damaged my car.
No, they did not damage your car.
My car did not get hail damaged, and many cars did not, because most of us know to pull over during a hailstorm and park our cars somewhere else. It's only those who drive. Mary was at
Takes
work.
to be in a hailstorm.
Mary was at work, and she chose to drive home in that hailstorm. She bragged to me how she drove 70 miles an hour in the hailstorm. She could have chose to stay at work and let the hailstorm pass, and the car wouldn't have been damaged as it was.
Did you drive intentionally in this hailstorm at 70 miles an hour?
No.
Is she crazy?
Well,
is she crazy?
I was petrified I was going to break through my windshield. I never drove in one
Nobody
before.
drives. Nobody drives
come you didn't
70
stay
miles an
home?
hour in a hailstorm, Miss Baker.
How come she didn't
Miss Baker.
stay at the office and wait for the hailstorm to pass if she was terrified?
Miss Baker,
I was on my way
how
home
come
from
she
daycare
doesn't
picking up my
live
kid.
in Florida, where there are no hailstorms that I know about? I don't know why. The heavens opened up. Golf ball size hail came down, damaged your car as well as hundreds of others. They're not responsible for that. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. That's case number 61 on the calendar in the matter of Soleimani versus Safapur versus McAtee. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Bird, we have another case of Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber. The junior ones. What's your name?
Manaz.
And how old are you?
16.
And you?
Carrie.
How old are you?
15.
Did you have permission to take your car out that evening?
No, ma'am.
So you mean you took your mother's car?
My sister's.
How old is your sister?
She is 17.
So you took your sister's car without permission?
Yes, ma'am.
But it wasn't your sister's car because your sister's 17. She can't own a car.
Oh.
So the car belonged to your mother.
Yeah.
So you took your mother's car without permission?
Yes.
And you went to
I went to pick up Carrie and her friend and then to go to a party.
So you went to a party?
Yes.
Did you have a driver's license?
No, ma'am.
And you went to the party?
Yes.
And you were with her?
I was at her house before we left for the party, and we both went and picked up another friend.
And while you were at the party, you were drinking?
Yes.
What were you drinking?
Alcohol.
Got where we're going?
Oh, I'm already there.
And you had too much to drink, so it was time to leave?
No, the cops came.
Cops came. Police came. Now, this party, was it someone's home?
Yes.
A boy or a girl?
A boy.
Let me guess, his parents weren't home?
Yeah, yes, they were.
They were home. Why did the police show up at the party?
Because everyone was smoking and drinking and...
Smoking what?
Weed.
Smoking marijuana?
Yes.
Where were the parents when this was going on?
The mom was home buying the alcohol for kids, and I don't know where was the dad, but I know the mom was home.
Now, was Carrie smoking marijuana?
Yes.
Were you?
Yes.
Honest. So the police were called, the police were coming, and then it was time for you to leave. You didn't want to drive home because you had too much to drink?
Yes.
So Carrie drove home?
Yes.
But on the way home, she hit a car.
Yeah.
And that's what this case is about, because you feel as if it's appropriate for Carrie and or her mother to pay for half of the damage to both your car and the car that was hit.
Exactly.
And Carrie's mother says...
No.
Why?
Because I was misled at the time. I had had several conversations with Mary before these two went to this party. They'd only been friends
Who's
for a
Mary?
few weeks.
Which one's Mary?
Is a mother.
Okay.
Because we were both concerned about what our daughters were getting into in their recent behavior. I was fully led to believe that Naz was a licensed driver. Several times she drove my child home from school. They both went to a party in another town.
Who led you?
Mary herself told me what a good driver Naz was.
Let's talk about the 29th of December.
Well, I'm believing that Naz is a licensed driver, so I agreed to pay for half of the deductible.
Just a second. Let's look at the objective data. This young lady has told me that without permission, she took her sister's car, who's 17, so it's really her mother's car, without permission.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your daughter knows that she doesn't have a license, correct?
Correct.
Your daughter knows that it's against the law to smoke marijuana. Is that correct?
Correct.
Your daughter knows that she should not have gotten behind the wheel of a car to drive.
Correct. Correct.
And your daughter was the one who was driving while under the influence of a controlled substance when she hit a car. Right?
Correct.
And if what you're telling me is you do not believe that she bears at least partial responsibility, I would like you to explain why.
I do believe she is responsible for what is not covered and paid for by the insurance policy on the vehicle by the owner.
Okay. Now let me explain something to you, madam. She is not obligated, first of all, to put this claim through her insurance. Even if she did, it is more than likely that they would disclaim on the policy because the person who drove the car was not a licensed driver.
Well, Your Honor, I don't mean to interrupt you. She needs to take better control of her own daughters. And had I not been misled by her in the beginning about Naz having her own driver's license, not carrying her sister's in her wallet, this relationship would have ended long before that. My daughter would not have been in that party or that car.
Listen, get your head out from where it shouldn't be. Your daughter would have been there. If you think that your daughter wouldn't have been at a party smoking your daughter wasn't smoking marijuana because she let them use the car. Your daughter's 15 years old. I would be more concerned with my 15-year-old daughter going to a party where the police had to be called to break up the party where there was marijuana being smoked and alcohol being served than I would over the responsibility to pay for half the damage that she did to the car. So we have dumb, dumber, and dumber. Okay.
Can you do me a favor?
What?
Can I have a copy of this?
Yeah, you want to show it to someone?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Good. Let me see the estimates on the damage to the car, please.
This is the estimate of the other parties car.
Okay.
This is the check that I paid, and this is the estimate of my car.
Okay. May I have it, please?
Pictures.
What?
Yeah, some pictures.
I don't need pictures. I got the picture. What do you want to do with the tape of this? Tell me what you want to do with it.
Your Honor, I have teenage children.
Yeah. Got it. I got it.
And teenage nieces and nephews. I
got
want
it.
them to see this one.
I got it. Stupid people.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm telling you that you better keep better control of your daughter because your daughter is out of control. Do you understand?
And later today,
What were you doing with her husband in the afternoon?
He called me and said Melanie was out of town and he could come by and pick up the flyers.
Stupid!
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Manaz Soleimani says her former friend, 15-year-old Carrie McAtee, wrecked her car. Manaz says Carrie had been smoking pot.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I say something?
No, you said enough. You don't want to appear any more stupid than you already appear. Now, let's get to you. You got to keep better control of your daughter.
That's right.
You understand that?
Yes.
Your 16-year-old daughter and your 17-year-old daughter shouldn't have a car.
She has her driver license, my older one.
And this one?
No, this one has...
This one?
Yes. They already told Naz not to hang out with Kathy.
Just a second. I'm talking about allowing her to use a car.
Yes, you're right.
You've done that.
No, I didn't let her to drive the car.
Are you telling me that you've never allowed her to drive the car before?
Alone, no. Never alone. Just
with whom?
With me. Because she has her permit.
She has a learner's permit?
Yes. So she never, that's why they drive. Miriam gives both of them a ride to school.
Listen to me very carefully. Something's not happening right with this car. So I wouldn't let either one of them use it. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's up to you. She's half responsible for the damage she did to the car. She was under the influence of drugs. She shouldn't have gotten behind the wheel. She shouldn't have been using the drugs to begin with. She knew she had no license. She's responsible for half the damage that she caused. But I'm telling you
That's right.
that you better keep better control of your daughter. Because your daughter is out of control. Because not only was she smoking marijuana that night, she was also using alcohol, and she was in no condition to drive, which is what put her behind the wheel in the first place. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,425.50. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You go first. You go first. I go first. I do believe that we were partially responsible.
Both of the girls did something
and stupid, and both of them are responsible for this.
She's lucky that my daughter was not injured.
She never drove by herself. I always drive her to school, and everyone knows.
She had been drinking like straight Bacardi and had been smoking.
I got grounded. My mom took away all my stuff.
I hadn't been smoking as much as either of the girls.
Parents should be more careful because drinking is very easy. They can drink all the time, and they can buy weeds all the time as well.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Carter versus Powell. Step forward, please.
Travel agent Trenace Carter is suing ministers Melody and Brendan Powell for loss of business and slander. The Powells are countersuing for slander and pain and suffering.
Miss Carter, I gather you are suing for some sort of breach of contract, and the contract would be an oral contract that you had with the defendants to plan a trip as a travel agent for a large group of people that was supposed to go on a cruise. Is that generally correct?
No. I put together a cruise, and I contacted Melody because I needed speakers. That was the first contact I had with them. So it was my cruise to start off with, and they ran with it.
So what's your problem?
They have slandered my name and said that I'm not a travel agent. They have defamed my character, and I have been receiving emails of threatening of communication and just all kinds of disruption.
Well, what happened? Did you plan the trip for them, or did you not plan the trip for them?
I planned the trip for a group of people for myself, and I contacted her because I didn't have any idea how to contact the speaker.
So you planned a trip for a group of people yourself as a travel agent?
Yes.
But you didn't have the people?
I had a mailing list of people I needed speakers.
You didn't have anybody signed up for the cruise
No,
yet?
not yet. Not till I started advertising.
So you were planning a cruise in your mind. You didn't have any people yet. You had a mailing list of potential customers.
Right.
You contacted them because you wanted them to provide speakers. You're ministers? You have a ministry? Okay. What was the contract that you had with them?
There was no contract with them.
So what are you suing them for?
I'm suing them because there's some personal matters came into play, and that's when the drama started.
Okay. So you're suing them for saying that you were not a travel agent?
Yes.
And what else?
Defamation of character.
What were they saying about
They were saying that I was not a travel agent, I was a liar, I was just everything that they could come up with, they were saying. Here's an email from that she sent to a cruise line.
This is the cruise line that you contacted because you wanted to put together a cruise with the cruise line. So you didn't want any of their church parishioners to go on your cruise?
I want that.
Just answer my question. You did not want their church parishioners to go on your cruise. They were not on your mailing list.
Correct.
Okay. You see the cruise line. Well, this email says that they want a $50 refund that one of their parishioners gave to you in order to secure a spot on this cruise. And they're saying that this parishioner called and asked for their $50 deposit back, and you told their parishioner it had already been sent to Carnival Cruise Line. And then they said that they checked with Carnival Cruise, and they don't take a $50 deposit, they take a $150 deposit, and it is their belief that you are embezzling their clients of funds in order to benefit yourself. And we ask that Carnival investigate the situation and this person who may be pretending to be an agent of Carnival Cruise Line.
I have a contract from Carnival that has my deposits as an agent. This states that I am a contract agent. There are my contact numbers and my IATA numbers. Those are the only way that we can book groups.
Are you a licensed travel agent?
Yes.
What about this woman's $50 deposit? Where did it go?
It went back to her. Here is her file.
When did you send it back to her?
I took it back to her personally.
Well, this letter was sent on April 12th, and you brought it back on April 16th?
I took it back to her on April
16th, 4 days after this email was sent. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is this the slander that you're talking about?
Yes, and
well, I would like you to tell me what happened in this arrangement that you were having with them, because clearly some of the people that were supposed to go on this cruise that you were trying to put together were their parishioners.
What happened was, the first part of April, I emailed Melanie that I had flyers ready.
What kind of flyers?
I'd worked on advertisement flyers and postcards and things of that matter. Called Carnival, ordered postcards, ordered letterhead, and I printed all the information on those cards and letterhead. I emailed her to let her know she could come by and pick them up.
Just a second. What was she supposed to do with the flyers?
She was supposed to be giving them out.
To whom?
To who she was inviting to the cruise.
So that I was correct when I say that you were trying to put together a cruise and some of their parishioners were supposed to be vacationers on that cruise.
Yes, so there were
all right. That's what I...
There were several churches.
I don't care if there were several churches. I asked you about hers. You said no. It was my understanding that you were trying to put together a trip and at least some of their parishioners were supposed to go on this trip. You prepared flyers for them to distribute to their parishioners, along with maybe other people as well, and then something happened. Right?
Correct.
Okay. What happened? You called her and let her know that there were flyers. You emailed her that the flyers were ready. She wasn't there. I'm going to cut to the chase now because my head's spinning. She wasn't there. Her husband decided to come over instead. And one thing led to another, and you spent part of an afternoon together. Went one place, went another place. Anyway, she comes back into town, and according to her, she got very annoyed because her husband was not supposed to be at your house, was not supposed to be out to lunch with you, was not supposed to be doing anything else with you, and she canceled your participation in the cruise. So far, is that reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. And then, this is what you're complaining about.
Yes, and there have been several people that have been calling me.
You can't tell me what those people said to you, madam? That's hearsay. You have anything else? Any other emails that you want to show me?
Yes, the ones that she has been harassing me with.
I'd like to see them, please. What were you doing with her husband in the afternoon?
He called me and said Melanie was out of town and he could come by and pick up the flyers. I said, well, I'm at home. You can come by and pick them up. I said I was supposed to be gone, but things didn't work out for me to go. He said, well, I can drop you by the DMV. That was no problem.
What DMV? I didn't hear anything about a DMV.
Right.
I said, home, not home. What?
When he came, he said, well, that was where I was supposed to go, so he was checking to see if I was home to come by and pick up the flyers.
So he came over and he got the flyers.
Right. He offered to drop me at the DMV
so
while he was on the phone.
Take you someplace where you wanted to go.
Right. That was when he gave me the check for the deposit, the $50. And he took the flyers.
So you went to the DMV. He took you to the DMV.
was closed. They had went to lunch.
Oh.
So we went over to McDonald's and picked up food, and we sat at their house 20 minutes waiting for the DMV
so you were just
open.
a second. So the DMV was closed.
Right.
You went and got some lunch, and then you went back to their house?
Correct.
And had your lunch in their house, waited until the Department of Motor Vehicles opened again.
Right.
Then he took you back to Department of Motor Vehicles.
Right.
And then where did you go?
Went home.
Then you went home.
Right.
Stupid! Not harassment. She's tired of you. She's tired of the explanations. Listen.
Well, I had stopped communicating with her completely.
Good. Stop communicating. Block her emails. Can't you do that? Put a block?
Yeah, you can
Say I don't
block
want to hear from her anymore?
You can block.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. Don't want to hear from you anymore. Listen, you had a business arrangement that didn't go anywhere.
Right.
There was no contract. You did a foolish thing. You did a foolish thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got angry. You retaliated. You don't have to see each other anymore, right? You don't like each other. You're not going to do business with each other anymore. Correct?
That's right.
Good. Goodbye.
Excuse, you may step out.